I am unprepared.
What it is, pimp?
Hey y'all.
Let me get my microphone closer.
Make it seem like it worked, like you're doing
Yeah.
something.
One thing that it does work.
You just
Just
when you
ain't plugged in. I say, why you use the microphone? You ain't plugged in. I say, so people know who hosted. Mostly everybody else ain't got no microphone, so I just keep a microphone so they can.
right. Hey, that's for outside. Get your cousin.
What up, everybody? I know y'all missed us.
Right.
That's the thing. When we don't do the show, our show will be missing it.
They be missing it too.
Be bored.
Love American style.
I be bored but sleep.
Love.
Okay, so we gotta find some topics real quick now. I'm sure we
Shit,
got plenty to talk about.
we got plenty of shit to talk about. Anthony Edwards and this
The NBA
$1
baby mama.
million.
You know she got a baby by another athlete too. Matter of fact, he in the NFL.
By a rapper.
Oh, dude. Oh yeah, little baby. Hold on. So it's a few of these girls out here then, because it's one that got a baby by like Trey Diggs and somebody else.
Yeah, it's trending.
Hey man, I'm with them. I don't blame them.
Like hoes used to just be hoes. I mean, maybe I'm green, or what's that wet behind the ears, or some shit. But I don't remember hoes having babies for their tricks. Like,
well, see these
I didn't know that was part of the game.
Well, tricks then turned into different types of tricks now. You know, tricks back then wasn't buying houses and cars and giving up millions of dollars. So I mean, that's a good way to lock a nigga in, and you get a baby out of it.
You ain't lying.
You get to become a single baby mama.
Because if you get enough money, you don't even gotta worry about taking care of the baby. You can get nannies and shit.
You know what else I was thinking? Especially with the girl with the Anthony Edwards thing. I was also thinking she may have been thinking like getting his genes, and maybe her son growing up to be rich and taking care of her and all that stuff.
Really, Jerome. I knew you love the hoes. I knew you love the hoes.
No, I ain't. I don't like it.
You giving that girl that much credit for that much forethought? Are you serious? Right?
Yeah, because you know, only reason I say that because stuff like that is being taught to these women now. Like, there's other baby mamas that done previous players like that, and that's what they said. You know, getting his genes and you know all that stuff. They breeding kids nowadays.
Oh, we back in slavery. I thought they didn't like slavery. And segregation and shit. Oh, is I'm being too smart right there?
I was somewhere the other. Oh, I was at breakfast the other day with my old folks, and they was talking about Trump
with your peers.
Yeah, my old folks. Crazy thing is, one of them fell after we left breakfast. Fell and had to go to the hospital and get admitted. Like, you know, you're old when you fall and got to get admitted for 3 days.
Wait a minute. Did you see Genuine jump his ass off the stage and his knees folded? And he fell into the back of some, I don't know, whatever the what they call the person that do the sign language, whatever.
Sign language person.
He jumped off the stage right there where he was at. Tried to grab him. Oh boy, like move, like nigga, I only got one job, and saving you ain't it. He turned and pretend like he didn't want to laugh, and then started continue to do his thing. All while Genuine ass and fell in a ditch. But I don't know what possessed him to jump like that, knowing he ain't got no knees.
He was feeling it.
Yeah, he was feeling it, all right. I bet he feel it right now.
Well, did he hurt himself?
Who knows? He never came back up. Motherfucker fell over in his grave. Shit. I have no idea. But that shit was hella funny, talking about old motherfuckers.
But anyway, they was talking about Trump. And so I asked him, I said, well, I said, name one bad thing that Trump has done so far. Since y'all got a problem with him, what has he done that y'all have a problem with?
Right.
And they like, what has he done? And then nobody can name nothing. And I'm like,
well, what they can't do is verify whatever results are coming from what he's done. So you can say you don't like what he's doing, but he said he was going to do everything that he's doing. So you can say you don't like it, and people want to predict, like everybody on the Democrat side over there want to act like they can predict what the outcome will be of all the changes that he's making and everything. But it's so fucking hypocritical that it's ridiculous because you can't just jump to him and prophesy how fucked up shit gonna be, all while you sitting back letting this motherfucker fuck up shit. Like, so that's selective outrage, and every time he does anything, oh, segregation, oh, he killing Social Security and Medicare, oh, and he's doing that, oh, Department of Education. But if you read what is going on, it's not what people trying to hype it up as on the damn internet.
And that's why I was going to say, I've noticed the biggest problem with it and why people have so much of a problem with him and what he's doing is 99% of them is uneducated about what he's doing. Because if you knew what he was doing and why he's doing it, everybody would be on board with that.
You would think so. And then
all he's doing is making jobs come back to America and making the money here in America be spent here in America. To whereas the money can circulate here instead of out of the country to other countries getting all the money. You know what I mean? It's like people just don't know what he's doing. They just when I know that, and I mean everybody's like that. When you don't like somebody, you find anything wrong with what they're doing, even if they helping your ass out. So people have a problem with him, but they're really not educated on as to what he's doing with this DEI stuff. It's like somebody was saying, one of them was like how he's putting money in Elon Musk them pockets and stuff. And I'm like, they doing it for free. They ain't even getting paid to do this stuff. These are volunteers. The DEI those people ain't getting paid.
Even if they was getting paid, so what? See, the one thing about that I don't think people really understand, like, about this country, the way it's set up, there's going to be motherfuckers way up here making all of this. What we looking for is trying to make some shit fair for everybody else that's motherfucking trying to work. You shouldn't have to work your whole damn life and never really move forward or accomplish any motherfucking thing or be able to do anything or go anywhere. And then by the time you retire, you got one foot in the grave. No, because you got to understand what capitalism is. However, just because if they do find them ways into something, it is a job, so be paid for it. And then I would really want to be paid because since y'all so outraged and shit and you letting people pump you up with all this bullshit, they destroying Tesla dealerships and blowing up cars and doing all kind of crazy shit, which is affecting his business. And I definitely don't think he's recouping the money that he's losing, even if he is making a couple dollars. But that's neither here nor there. I don't concern myself with that type of shit.
Is any of those people going to jail for all that? Have you heard of anybody going to jail for doing all this destruction of properties and stuff?
Not yet. No, y'all good. I'm about to go in one.
And I know they got cameras on them testing.
Not that I know of. I think they got the one guy that did the one in Vegas. But other than that.
How stupid is that? Like, y'all not burning his personal car up. What y'all think y'all doing by doing it? Matter of fact, you probably putting more money in his pocket. I'm sure his insurance gonna cover all that stuff. If it was his stuff. You know what I mean? It's like y'all just dumb. They just do dumb stuff. Just following other people. I sure be glad we start sending these fools to jail. And that should be a felony. because of how much the property is.
That's the problem. The fucking following.
What's up, nephew? My nephew D on here. What's going on with you?
Hi, nephew.
You want me to send you the link, nephew, so you can come on the panel?
Yeah, come on here and talk to your uncle while I get myself together.
And they camera shy.
Y'all, my best friend passed away.
Oh, she ended up passing away today?
Well, yeah. My second to the last one. I only got one left. So I literally just left the hospital and shit. So I'm looking how I'm looking and I'm feeling how I'm feeling. I'm feeling these feelings, Daniel. I'm feeling these feelings. Okay, my phone
I
charged.
sent
My
you the link,
phone died.
nephew.
I'm all the way in damn Texas, driving around, ain't got no charger in the car.
Sound about right. Sound about right.
Look, your message is just now coming through. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy work. Crazy work.
I want to get some couples on here so bad and interview them. So they kind of like couples counseling. That's what I want us to do. Start doing shows like that. So you get your view and my view.
Right? Especially if they don't be shy about the shit.
I be telling people, man, I be keeping folks together, man, or break them up, one or the other. It ain't gonna be the same. We're gonna get some answers around here. You might not like the answers. You're gonna get some.
You gonna get one.
It's funny how, a lot of women, well, a few women, I ain't gonna say a lot, but women call me all the time about their relationships and stuff and ask for advice. But one thing I noticed, when they know I'm gonna tell them, oh no, you shouldn't be in that relationship, they don't contact me with it. It's like, even if it's right at the beginning, it's like, why are you trying to hold on to something ain't even started yet? If I'm telling you, no, that's not good for you, there's something wrong with this guy. And that's the actual point of them asking me the question, to let them know, hey, is something going on? What should I be looking out for and all this? And if I tell you something, I ain't even met the guy and I'm just going off what you tell him, then it seems like you would want to listen. But like I be telling these women, I say, listen, quit acting like you're so desperate. There's plenty of men out here. You just wouldn't be acting like they're so desperate, like they just gotta date that particular one.
I don't know if it be that particular one or anyone just to say they got one. A lot of times, like, what is y'all on? But I
And the
think
crazy part, they be single for 2-3 years or more. And it's like, all right, well, you could be single another month or two. You ain't gotta choose this nigga. If I'm telling you, hey, no, that's because it's how niggas be running game and all women can't recognize game.
Mm-hmm.
And so it be like, and man, I'm telling you, if you hear some of the excuses guys be giving them for certain reasons, it's like, man, that shit's so dumb. That worked on you. And she'd be like, well, I thought it seemed kind of funny or strange, but I was like, I ain't gonna even trip on. I'm like, no, nigga, you trip on that. That's stupid. He couldn't even come up with a good lie.
Because he don't got to, because she want that. At the end of the day, I think a lot of women sit up and tell a bunch of stories about how fucked up a nigga is without telling the truth about as fucked up as they are, they still want to get that thing.
Hell, some of them ain't got the thing yet. They act like they just desperate and lonely, man.
They probably are though, Jerome. Like those are real emotions, being desperate and lonely.
I agree. But don't be so. No, you don't. Lonely is a good one, but the desperate part, you should never feel desperate because you can always get somebody. So nobody feel desperate. I mean, especially nowadays, even the worst looking, worst hygiene having this woman. Listen, there's homeless women out there with men, so anybody can get a man.
And this on my 600-pound life, they got a man that's 700,000 pounds, and she got a whole man bringing her plates and shit.
See what I'm saying?
I'm like, that's real love right there, baby. You got it going on.
He need his ass whooped, whoever he is.
Cause ain't no way.
We ain't talked about your girl losing weight after she done told all these fat women. You done told all these fat women they the shit. Now she done got skinny on these folks. That's the same thing Monique did. What up,
Okay,
man?
Maggie.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Making it, girl. How you doing?
Maggie, how you feel about Lizzo telling y'all can be fat and sexy, and now she done got skinny on y'all?
I mean, she did what was best for her.
But that ain't what she said to y'all. That ain't what she's selling the fat women. She was basically
Maybe
saying,
she
don't work
had,
out, don't try to lose weight. You fine like you is.
maybe she had a health scare and she has to lose weight.
Well, that's the point. That was the point of people saying lose weight. It ain't just for looks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most fat women are cute, so it ain't
Yeah,
necessarily
that's what
for
I'm
the looks
thinking.
about it. It's unhealthy.
Right, but for her, she's probably saying you can look fat and you can look unhealthy and still be happy. She's
Well,
trying to give
well, she didn't
women,
keep doing it then. She should have been
well,
happy with high
maybe,
blood pressure. If a fat ass told y'all to be fat and be happy,
Be careful who you listening to.
yeah,
I don't even
okay.
know why she want to lose weight. Cause fat women the ones that's got a man anyway. I mean, I don't know what quality of man it is, but if you see a fat woman, it's a nigga carrying her bags and her purse.
that's because she got snacks in them.
Whatever it take. Whatever the fuck
Let me
it
get some snacks out your purse.
take. And the ATM card, the credit card,
That's how it used to be. These fat
or
women
now
don't pay. The fat women don't pay no more.
the EBT card, the prepaid Visa with their income tax on it. Let me stop fucking with people. Because big
You
Man,
send
money,
the
what's
link
up?
out, Jerome?
Huh?
huh?
Did you send the link out?
Yeah, I sent it. I made a post. Look at
Where is
that.
Candy? I miss her.
She was on here. She didn't get on, but she was in the comments.
I was about to say
Uh,
probably a couple
about a
shows
month or
ago.
so ago.
Yeah, I forgot what we was talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
She made a comment.
I miss Candy too, man. She's the fun one. She was the female Daryl.
She don't miss you.
I think she do.
She in denial. She in denial.
They
She don't want
Did
already
you send her the link? Send her the link, Shannon.
Shannon. I mean, Candy liked the abuse. I really didn't even abuse Shannon. Hey man, that be y'all. That be y'all
No,
trying
that
to
was
turn
you.
me and Candy against each other. Y'all some
That
haters.
was you.
that was all you.
Did y'all see? Did you see the video with the little kids arguing? The little girl saying, "But I'm not a baby." Did you watch the video I sent you, Jerome?
Where you send it to?
Your messenger.
I
Said the
be
little girl said she
driving. You
got a
you have
baby.
to call me because I be
It's
driving.
funny. It's
Huh?
funny. I didn't send it to you, Shannon. The one with the little girl telling the little boy she wasn't a baby, but she was wearing a diaper, and the little boy kept saying, "But you're wearing a diaper." She's like,
No,
"But I'm not a baby."
no.
And at the end, this guy was like, "It never gets any easier, guys. It never gets any easier." I figured Jerome would get a kick out of it because you always say we don't listen or we stubborn, we this and we that. And that video kind of exemplified exactly what you be talking about.
I
And
remind
it's,
my wife that
And
and
she.
it's
he couldn't
not
even, and he couldn't even, and he couldn't even, like, he was so, like, trying not to start a confrontation that instead of him saying, "You are a baby, you're wearing a diaper," he just kept on saying, "But you're wearing a diaper." And she said, "Babies wear diapers. But I'm not a," she's like, "But I'm not a baby." He's like, "But you're wearing a diaper."
So the point of you saying this is women are messed up in the head since birth. Is that what you're
even
trying to tell us? Because I've been saying
That's what the guy. That's what the guy on the video was saying at the end. Let me see if
that's
I can
what the
finish
little
this
girl was
thing.
saying. Talking about she, she, that's exactly how y'all be. That's amazing. You
I
know
thought.
what? You know what I came to a conclusion of?
Mm,
Uh, I don't know if this was Bible study or I was just watching a sermon or something.
mm.
But now I can prove that y'all women are possessed by the devil.
Shut the fuck up, please.
I'm serious. No, I ain't gonna say possessed. I'm gonna say y'all are influenced by the devil so much that y'all even talk like the devil. Maggie, you remember when Jesus fasted for 40 days, then he was up on the mountain and the devil came to him and promised him all this stuff. Say, if you do this, if you turn this rock into bread, then I'll give you the land and all that. You know, he just made all these promises and stuff he couldn't even do. Damn, see, she the devil. She has long
Exercise.
that's talking about guys. She disappeared.
Exercise her ass real quick.
I should have had that. I should have had that verse ready. Let me see if I can find it right quick.
Now, when y'all was talking about the young girls, I thought you were going to go to how they making them or influencing them to grow up or behave adult like too early.
That's what I feel about. I was going to
Miss
mention. I was actually
Shirley,
going to make a post about that. About I was
Miss
going to rub a
Shirley,
lot of people the wrong way. I was going to say something about that boots on the ground thing, and I was going to say if your daughter or granddaughter under the age of 10 is doing these videos, then you're trash.
you a tranny? What are you
No,
trash?
you trash.
Yeah, like to a degree, one or two videos to me, whatever, cute, this and that. But like Little Miss Shirley, and I mean, she is the most gorgeous little thing. And I ain't her mama, but when you put it on the internet, as they say, everybody can have an opinion. I didn't appreciate having her, like, they had her go to the club one night to perform it and sign autographs and dance with people in the club. And I'm like, now, come on, y'all taking this too far.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
You know
know
what
who
I'm
you
saying?
talking about, that little pretty little girl.
Yeah, Miss Shirley. She gorgeous.
Yeah, she
Oh,
is real
she's so
cute.
cute. But taking it too far. Taking it too far. Get to the point where now you got the original video where she actually does the whole dance. But she's got to the point now where she just almost waiting just for the hip part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. Because, like, it's some things they did that was cute. So they had, like, I don't know if it was some type of fundraiser or whatever, but they invited kids to dance and play in the bubbles with Miss Shirley. So that I thought that was cute. And they was doing the dance in the bubbles, and it was the little girls, and it was more age appropriate the way they did it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you see her, then they transition her and they got her in the club, and then they got her running and jumping in niggas' arms and all kind of shit. I'm like, is this her daddy? Like, she like, oh, and just go run and jump in this motherfucker. I'm like, you guys are, because I'm a girl and I know the pitfalls of being a girl, even very young, and depending, you better be careful who the fuck you run into. It's like you kind of opening the door too much, because like me and my mom were talking and we were like, yeah, it's cute right now and all that sassy mouth is cute. I said, but give it another year or two and her mama and everybody else gonna be like, hey, shut your little ass up. It ain't gonna be cute no more. But then it's not gonna be her fucking fault because y'all sitting up encouraging this shit. Because now, like, I don't know if you've seen it, Maggie, when she do this one part, she be like, I'm like, okay, it's cute now. Do your thing, make y'all money. God bless, make the money. Hope save some, invest some. But then it like, to me, in my opinion, it goes a little too goddamn far. And it would be nice
I
to
don't know
start
who
seeing
y'all.
in
I
like a
don't know who
ballet class.
y'all talking about.
It's this real little cute girl. she was doing. She had a little cute video of doing the boots on the what's it? Boots on the ground. What's the name of it?
Yeah, boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. Little dance. And now, so
What's that?
this girl on this one, she's not being like fast and mannish. She's just real cute, trying to do the whole little line dance. She's doing the entire dance. So that's who we talking about. It's real little cute little girl, probably about 4 years old, if that.
I cannot believe with it being all up and down the internet. You ain't seen Miss Shirley. Let me pull up Miss Shirley for you.
Maggie get up under that man now.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
No.
She got a thing.
Maggie working, done lived through tornado weather and storms and everything else. Well, did it just come out?
You know what? I don't think the Lord like y'all Arkansas people now.
Maggie,
Yeah, have you been seeing it? It's
Starting to
terrible.
get some stuff.
Huh?
Are you serious right now, Maggie?
No, I
You
haven't
don't know
seen it.
Miss Shirley?
No.
I didn't know that was her name.
Oh my God.
I think I even posted it, maybe. I either posted it or sent it in my family chat.
I don't even know how to find this shit right quick. What is girl that boots on the ground? Let's go.
You know what's worse than that, Shannon? Is these grown ass men doing the dance. That's worse than that.
What is
Where's the
something
line there? What do you mean?
Say it
without
again,
they don't
Maggie.
shake their ass in the end?
Yeah, I was doing an electric slide, and you was too. So
That
cut
ain't
it
got nothing
out.
to do with your booty and twerking and all that type of stuff.
I don't know the dance though. I've never seen the dance either.
Exactly. So
Here we go,
quit
Maggie.
commenting.
Hush. You still in the
And
Let your body move. Cowboys and cowgirls, you feeling the groove. Sipping on moonshine, fire barrel rolling. I'ma get behind your thing, girl, and hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got my
okay, yeah.
boots on the
Okay.
ground. Yes, sir.
I haven't seen her though.
Whoa, whoa. Got my boots on the ground.
that's a man that's doing it
They
with her.
had her,
Yeah, that's the man doing it with her right
Oh my
now.
Lord.
and they had her in the club.
What'd you say, Max?
They had her in the club.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah,
parents and the club. The parents and the club. She shouldn't have been. How did she get in? I know they serve drinks.
girl,
You
because
can be
she's
in a
Miss
club. You
Shirley.
can be in a club underage. You just can't have no drinks.
I'm so
So
What?
sorry.
most clubs just don't even test it because it's, you know what I mean. They don't want somebody else can buy the drink and then slip it to them and then they get fined and all that for it. So they just don't let people
They
in. But
couldn't.
it's not illegal to let somebody in that's under 21 in a club that serves drink.
Right
I just
place.
want to know who pays extra money to see that little girl do that dance when you have
You stupid colors.
60,000
I'm trying to
people, adults, who could do the dance. Why? Why is she a feature?
because
Like,
she
I
went
don't
viral
understand.
because she's so cute. When she started doing it in the beginning, it was just cute, and so it went viral because she learned the dance like before everybody else. Because you know that boots on the ground can get kind of difficult. Your fucking back could go out trying to do that shit. So so she went viral, and then so the guy who wrote the song came to see her and meet her, and then so now we're talking about now we're going to capitalize. We doing autographs for Miss Shirley, this and that, and then they took little mama to the goddamn club, and then I'm trying to find it right now, and then you can see her she was extremely uncomfortable, and it was like. Some people was like just walking over her like she like I don't know what the fuck y'all doing, but fuck that. I'm trying to get some more liquor. Where the bar at? Not where the
But you
booty.
know, that's how it is. That's how y'all culture is, man. Y'all support all the stupidest shit.
You,
So
Yeah,
so
y'all.
you a part of the culture.
so this is where she's kind of like I think doing too much here.
I definitely ain't a part of y'all culture.
Oh
So
yeah, you a part. You
I'm
played
trying
a
to
big
start.
part.
Trying to get y'all to join my culture.
So
No.
this
What's up, sis?
she kind of getting a little. She's starting to get a little loose.
Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Give me one time. Oh, I got my
It was the first one, ain't it?
yeah.
Look at her little mouth.
Oh, she got all the faces.
Oh, Lord.
Hold a minute.
Turn baby to a strip.
First.
Shake the lady like, hey, she fine. Beat it up like, speed it up. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Give me one time.
So I'm gonna keep on
Yeah, she
scrolling.
looking
So
at you.
all of those is when she's cute. That's the beginning. All of those is like when she first started blowing up. But now she got the attitude popping. She twisting her little ass, gyrating and grinding, and it's like, okay, now it's time for ballet or some shit. Because she's
Well, you know the adults in her life are just influencing her, and they probably saying, "Put some attitude in and do this and do that." You know.
well, it's. I mean, you already know they done caught that check.
Mm-hmm.
You heard them in the background. You seen there's all women sitting around edging their own.
Mm-hmm.
She was cute. I mean, I don't, she don't see. Of course, her as a little girl, she don't see what we see. She just imitating and doing as she's told. She don't see, oh, I'm gyrating too much for a little girl. She ain't thinking about
Yeah,
that.
we
She's
ain't
just doing
even
what
talking
the
about the little
adult.
girl, baby. We talking about the niggas that's putting her up to it. It's promoting
Right. It ain't her fault. Let's get that clear.
Yeah.
It's not her fault. Because she's so smart. So I just want to see it.
You know what, Shannon? That's what I want to see. I want to see if she is smart.
Or if she can learn something else. They say she's smart. I think she's smart. But she might just be
Maybe she about a bunch of dummies. Maybe they think she's smart because they couldn't add when they was her age.
they damn sure can't do the damn dance. I'm thinking they might.
So, Maggie, how's your relationship going? This is relationship night. We fixing and breaking up relationships on here tonight.
For the 6,000th time,
You better claim that, man.
we're not going to talk about what I'm doing on this.
Maggie, we've always talked about what you're doing.
No.
Now that you finally get your woman, you don't
I'm
want to talk.
I'm keeping it on the DL.
Keep it on the down low.
Maggie, let me ask you something. Now, this is a serious question. Let's say you seeing a guy and he on a podcast all the time, every week. And somebody asked him if he was in a relationship and he said no. And he didn't want to talk about it. Would you feel a certain way?
He was not in a relationship.
Being with you.
What was the question again, Jerome?
The question is, let's say Maggie's dating a guy, and the guy has a podcast. The guy's on a podcast weekly, and then a question comes up to where they ask him, "Hey, so how's your relationship going?" And he like, "Hey, I ain't in no relationship. I don't want to talk about it. I ain't got no girl. and all that. So my question to Maggie is, if you was his girl, if that was your man, how would you feel with him not acknowledging you
I'll
or
be
not
upset.
acknowledging him being in a relationship?
I'll be upset.
That's what I thought.
You would do what?
We wouldn't be together. We wouldn't be together anymore.
She would be upset and wouldn't be with him. First, wait, Maggie, listen. See, this is what's wrong with y'all women. Y'all leave relationships too damn fast. God damn. You ain't gonna ask him
Because I know that it's for what?
maybe he has a good reason for not claiming relationships.
What's a good reason for not claiming me?
I said maybe he got one. I ain't got
His
damn
wife.
Yeah, his wife.
Exactly. His other family.
He don't want his wife to find out.
His boyfriend.
Or maybe him. Or both.
I wouldn't say I'm in a relationship, but you know, it's like I'm seeing someone, but I'm still like I'm not in a relationship.
Are you talking about yourself now? Or are you saying that's what he would be saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Maggie, seeing someone is a relationship. I don't know why y'all keep trying to downplay that. See, that used to be a thing and it wasn't a relationship because seeing someone meant y'all hadn't had sex yet. But you niggas nowadays, y'all say seeing somebody, hell, y'all be done had a baby by them already. Y'all still talking about seeing a nigga and y'all done got a kid and damn near pregnant again.
So, can I ask, are you guys dating with intent or y'all just going with the flow?
Just going with the flow.
What is a flow? Maggie, you damn near 50. You too old to be going with flows.
Your period?
I'm not almost 50. Don't put me up there with you.
The ceiling. You say what?
I'm not almost 50. Don't do that.
How old are you? 41?
40. I turned 42 in January.
Oh shit. You damn near dead. Nigga, please. You got time to be going no goddamn flows.
I see always killing somebody.
Man, look, how many niggas you know that live to be 45?
Because he got one foot in the grave.
Right.
You could die any second.
Let me stop on that for the Lord forgive me.
Man, please.
Stop speaking that shit in the universe, though.
Nice. Hey, shit. I've been saying I'm gonna be rich for years. That shit ain't happening. My speaking ain't doing nothing.
You was rich at the time.
Rich, you just spent it all.
You squandered your earnings.
My speaking ain't doing nothing.
Mismanagement of funds. You know, every time.
So that brings me to ask this question then. So, do y'all think women today, do y'all think women today even care about being acknowledged in a relationship for us? Like women today a date for 18 years without requiring a man to marry them.
Well, Chris Brown said these hoes ain't loyal.
So my thing to women is, so are y'all just so desperate that y'all would just deal with anything a man gives y'all and y'all just tolerate it just to be able to have a piece of a man? And if so, which y'all are doing, why do y'all all have so many problems then sharing a man? Because it's
Sharing a man
like y'all will tolerate whatever he's doing. But then because actually you're sharing when you have no title, you are sharing. Because that's the only, coming from a man, let me teach y'all what men are. First of all, we're going to claim what we want for us, for ours. So if we want you, we're going to put a title to it because we don't want you messing with nobody else. So if we leave the door open to where we're saying, all right, listen, we're just dating, we're just messing around, I'm not ready
How
for
somebody else's husband gonna lock you down?
easy.
He married and you can't see nobody else. I am just joking.
Let's take that. You can even that true. Yeah, he can still lock you down. Shit. Nigga, you in a relationship.
Like,
Him and his wife ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, but that don't make sense. So a man, don't a married man gotta mostly be at home with his wife?
No. But even if he did, what they got to do with the time he spent with you? Listen, I live with my
There's
wife.
a lot of time
Me
that
and
he's
my wife
gone.
is hardly ever in the same room. We lived together for the last 5 years. The time we spend inside the house together, the time we spend together while inside the same house is probably less than 20% of the time.
And
And our house ain't that goddamn big.
y'all still be in a separate room?
Huh?
I mean, if you fart and she hear it, she know you there. So
That's my point. So it don't matter. He ain't got to be in the same room with you. So
But
even if he ain't got to be at home with his wife.
but he in home. No, I think most married women would say something like, "No, he doesn't have to be in the room with me 24/7, but he is in the house."
But he ain't got to be. He just ain't got nowhere else to go. But if he has some extra women, then he'll have somewhere to go. And then maybe his wife would appreciate him when his ass did come back home.
Well, is that vice versa? Is a man going to appreciate his woman more?
No, he ain't gonna have no woman if she out there messing with other men. I don't know why y'all always trying to compare men to women in these situations.
No,
It's not the same thing.
I'm not comparing. I'm saying that the commitment and the agreement to be single goes both ways. Like if you came into a relationship telling a motherfucker you only gonna be with one person.
Oh yeah. I thought you said you see that's how you and Daryl did me last time, trying to act like I said some shit. You was just talking about married people. So when you stop talking about one group and you go on, well, you can't just move on when you ain't talking about yourself. You talking to other people. So let us know you moved on. So now you talking about Maggie and her situation, as far as that example.
No, I don't know about Maggie's situation.
No, I'm saying the example we was given, including Maggie.
Okay.
So yeah, she can mess with other people. That's my point. So a man that wants you is not going to want you messing with nobody else. So he will put a title to it, even if he plan on messing with other people. He'll give you a title so you'll know you can't mess with other people.
Or he'll just call you from 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's a man you shouldn't be messing with. A nigga calling you from 12 to 5, you need to leave him alone.
To make sure that
that's the type of nigga that'll cheat on you and kill you because you decide to leave him or cheat back on him. Leave that nigga alone immediately.
He's just trying to make sure you ain't laid up with nobody. But my thing is,
that's my point. He shouldn't be trying to make sure.
And but laid up with somebody while he making sure you're not laid up with somebody. That's the killer part.
He shouldn't be trying to make sure. He's supposed to trust you that you ain't messing with nobody.
You're supposed to. I think people underestimate the power of trust in relationships. But I think that most people don't have trust because of their own insecurities and guilt of shit that they doing. Because
I think it's from past traumas, as y'all like to say, but I think it's from past relationships of them being cheated on the woman's side. I ain't talking about the man's side. If a man tripping on all that stuff, he just soft, weak. He just man don't trip on stuff like that.
No, I wholeheartedly believe in a greater percentage than not that type of shit is insecurity, and it doesn't have anything to do with a man. It has to do with the inner self.
What you talking about?
That you can't that you can't when you can't trust your partner to be away from you when you have trust issues.
Well, see,
just
y'all have to learn.
Just because of a last relationship. See, what I'm getting at is most women, especially, take the blame for why they man cheat. People will put it out there and make it seem like
y'all are the reason. God damn it.
You know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers be like, "Oh, you ain't."
Man ain't never cheated if it wasn't for a woman.
See, I don't agree with that. I think that men cheat because that's the fuck they want to do, and they don't know how to say no. They are undisciplined.
Even if you such a good woman, you like, I gotta go get me another one of these.
I mean, either way it goes, it's like more. But it's lack of discipline and it's commitment, which is.
I'm glad we're talking about this. You know what?
Right now,
I'm glad you said that. You said it's lack of discipline on the man, but not being with one woman. I would argue that it's not the lack of discipline. I would say it's the man's nature. And we have broke men down to going against. You know what it reminded me of? I was thinking about this the other day.
That is still.
I think men today in this world today are kind of like tigers and lions at the zoo.
Oh my!
It's like although they're still lions and they tigers, they're not operating like a regular tiger and a lion. They're walking around, letting niggas pet on them, talk to them and shit like that. When normally, if they were in their regular habitat and being like their nature, then they beat and killed you. But they letting a human smack them, tell them what to do, all that type of shit. Because although it's their nature to be hunters and killers, we all can be tamed to act a certain way. But what we do realize sometimes is just like when that damn fool jumped over the gate at the zoo a few years back, and that tiger ate his ass up. It's like, yeah, now and then they wanted to blame the tiger. It's like, no, he's acting out of his nature now. Just because y'all have trained him to act this way, don't mean his nature won't take over depending on the situation. And I think that's how men are. We have come to the point to where we've made men act a certain way for so long that now it seems like it's almost natural for us not to try to be with multiple women. But if you notice, damn near every man either cheat or has cheated before. No matter how great a man is, no matter how horrible he is, damn near every man you know and every other woman know has cheated. So that should let y'all know that's in his men's nature. It ain't if everybody does it in that of that species, that's your nature.
So you're trying to say that you don't think women find other men attractive while they're
but y'all won't have sex with them. You find them, y'all find women attractive.
You're not lacking that much discipline. Like,
but it ain't about discipline. It's not your nature to do that. It's not your nature to want to have sex with more than one man.
You think so?
I know so.
How?
Even all right, that's the whole thing. That's why when a woman is a prostitute, she's acting outside her nature. That's why every woman went a prostitute. See, women today, y'all are so far. Y'all are the example of what the Bible is talking about. To where wrong would be right and right would be wrong. Y'all are acting outside of y'all nature just like men are. Now we got women that's just all out, just letting everybody know they hoes. And we got men trying not to be hoes, as y'all would call us. So everybody's working outside of their nature. Y'all trying to be hoes, which ain't even in y'all nature to be one. And the men trying to be faithful, which ain't in our nature to be that way.
I think temptation works on both sexes.
It does.
And I think women just
like me
have more discipline about it. Because that same attraction and all of that stuff, if you really seeing that many attractive people or encountering that many attractive energies, because some men ain't even all that fine, but their energy is fly, or whatever it is something that's very attractive. I think a lot of times that has to do with discipline and time and opportunity with a woman. The reason why it's for you guys, it seems like y'all think it's in y'all nature more than it's in a woman's nature, is because it seems like it's easier for y'all to do it. You know,
it's in our nature.
Y'all can just pull your little thing out and bang, 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 and go about your business.
No, it ain't no easier for us to do it than
y'all. One has a whole different process for the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and unlike y'all, she can, but it's not as likely that she will bounce from one man to the next because
why ain't it as likely?
Because of the part where you're being entered And
No,
all
that's because it's just not in her nature.
I think it is. I think it's equally in our
Listen,
nature.
Shannon. All right, answer me
That's
this.
why
If
women
you in love with a man right now, listen, if you in love with a man right now, he's perfect. Would
You're
you
not
cheat on
perfect,
him?
but I love
If you're in love with a man right now and he's perfect, would you cheat on him?
you. No.
Maggie, if you're in love with a man right now and he's perfect, would you cheat on him?
No.
Because it's not in y'all nature. A man could be in love with his woman and she's perfect and he still would cheat on her.
But that doesn't mean that it's in his nature. That
Okay, why wouldn't y'all do it? Why wouldn't you do it?
Why wouldn't I do
He
it?
has the
Because I have
exact same.
discipline.
He has the exact same
I'm
feelings
disciplined.
as you do.
And I'm not. Why am I getting in a relationship? Because this is how most women or most people should enter a relationship.
No, you
If
said it
you're
right.
in a relationship,
You said it right the first
then you
time.
put your mind to I'm in a relationship and you stay disciplined to that. It's not that you're not tempted or this and that.
You
It's
listen,
all-
if
it's
you're Shannon, if you're in love with a man and he's perfect, you're not tempted. I don't give a fuck how great another nigga is. You're not tempted. It's not in a woman's nature.
You think it's not in my nature to be with one man and see another man and be like, damn, he fine. I would hit that.
That has nothing to do with want to have sex.
But I'm in a relationship, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna play no whole game.
That's because you're operating in the whole nature.
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna play no whole games.
Huh?
But I could.
No. But what I'm saying is you act outside of your nature, though. Most women ain't gonna be like that. I don't give a fuck how fine. Matter of fact, you won't even find niggas fine. If a woman is in love with a man, that's damn near the only nigga she see.
So now she blind?
No. You missing my point. Not physically actually see, but you won't even find other men attractive if you're in love with a man and he's doing right.
That's not how human nature and chemistry goes.
I guarantee you that's how women are. Naturally.
And
if a woman ain't like that, that woman has a hoe's nature.
That's not a hoe's nature.
I guarantee you it is.
Just like you got eyes.
We ain't talking about what you see. We're talking about what you feel.
So even if you don't see nothing, you can have. So you're saying a man can have a perfectly good woman, and be laying in the bed with that perfectly good woman, dreaming about some shit that he ain't even ever seen before.
No.
He's literally sitting there.
No.
Wishing and hoping he run into some fly ass.
No. That's ain't what I said. You asking some shit ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. We ain't talking about what you imagining. We talking about what the fuck you will do. You won't even imagine it. Men don't just sit up imagining other women.
Well, then what makes it that they going around? What's so much about their nature that if they see another woman, even if she's attractive, they don't know how to keep themselves together.
That's what makes it their nature. Because they can't keep themselves together. They can't. No matter how much you love your woman and how great she is, a man could still cheat on her and ain't even trying to cheat on her.
That's lack of discipline.
No, it's not. That's what y'all have called.
You got to be able to tell your little wee no.
Okay. All right. So that's my point. So why is it not? Why y'all? So why you think women are so goddamn? What you just say the word was? Disciplined. Y'all the most undisciplined human beings there is. So why you think y'all so much disciplined in that area?
I think that men and women both are faced with the same level of temptation.
I guarantee you they not. I guarantee you we can bring 100 women on here now and 90-something% of them ain't gonna say they'll mess with somebody else no matter what. They don't even find other men attractive.
Yeah, because they lie good.
No, we talking about truthfully. That's not a woman's nature to do that.
It's in any person's nature.
No, it's not.
Temptation goes both ways.
I guarantee you it don't.
You can't guarantee that.
Yeah, I can.
Temptation goes both ways.
No, I will say this. Go both ways for you. I bet you Maggie don't even feel the same way.
I will say this. I feel like if the rhetoric were changed.
What does mean? What does that mean?
Words.
If people kept saying, if people stopped saying women don't cheat, it's not in a woman's nature, and people start saying what Shannon said, I guarantee you women's actions will change with it.
What you
I
mean?
feel like
What action?
it's been ingrained in women that we shouldn't, we shouldn't look at other
No, that's
women.
been
We
ingrained in
shouldn't.
men.
No,
Listen, men and women got here at the same time. Why do you
no, we
think
didn't.
y'all had to tell men, hey, you need to be with one person, one woman? We ain't never had to tell women that.
Wait a minute, because if you want to go according to the Bible,
Mm-hmm. I ain't mentioned the Bible.
Adam wanted Eve so bad that he disobeyed God. So he didn't want another woman
That
because
is not why he disobeyed
that
God.
would have been the logical thing to do. If you want another one, if you it's already in your nature to have another woman. When this woman fuck up, you would have just hit God up and be like, "Hey, bro, this one defective. Send me another one. I wanted
That's
another
not
one.
how that went, ma'am. He
I've
did
been
not
sitting up. I've been
First
sitting
of
up
all,
dreaming about what another woman looked like."
Matt, Shannon,
Jerome.
please go to Bible study. Adam did not want Eve so much he disobeyed God. Let's get that understood.
What was it?
He loved Eve so much that he hearkened to her voice and listened to her and disobeyed God. That's what he did. It's kind of like this. Me and my wife in a relationship, we together. If God tell me this is my role and this is what I'm supposed to do, and then my wife say, baby, well, I want you to do this, this, and this. And if it's going against God's word, then, and I do it, then I did the exact same thing Adam did. It ain't got shit to do with me wanting my wife. I already got my wife. So I don't want some shit I already got. It ain't because I want her. It's because I love her so much. I'm taking in consideration what she wants. And so since I love her, I'm trying to make her happy and going against what God said just to make her happy. That's what Adam did. It ain't had shit to do with him wanting her. It had something to do with him loving her so much.
It had something to do with the beginning of the lack of discipline.
What?
No discipline. God told you not to do something and you weren't disciplined enough to do it.
Okay.
It's not your nature. It's your lack of discipline.
Okay.
You want what you want. So if God said just be with one woman, then you trying to say
God didn't say that.
that you guys hate God.
God didn't say that. First of all,
God's rules. You hate
God didn't say that.
What he said.
He ain't say that.
What he said.
He ain't say nothing. He ain't say be with one woman.
Well, then what
he
is
didn't say
about?
that. That's what you
then
said.
Why,
he
said. Okay, then why when the two originals were created, why didn't God give Adam a bunch of bitches?
Because he ain't need a bunch of bitches.
But he wanted them.
No, he didn't.
It's in his nature. So
no,
why
it wasn't. It wasn't in his nature when he made Adam.
Man, why he didn't tap on the sky and be like, "Hey, Lord, just one"? Nobody just one.
he didn't. It wasn't in Adam's nature. The nature wasn't the same after they ate off the tree. That's when the sinful nature changed. That's when everything changed.
I think you're making my point.
No, you're making my point.
That temptation entered.
It had nothing to do with temptation.
Temptation entered all the flaws. You know, what is it? You revealed good and evil have been revealed to you.
It was already there.
Temptation, if you fall victim to whatever attracts you or tempts you, then you are lacking discipline. It's not, oh, it's just my nature.
No. First of all, the point I'm making to you is y'all trying to say something is wrong that ain't wrong. So if somebody do something that ain't wrong, they're not lacking anything.
Well,
now since we allowed y'all to name it to be wrong,
if we're talking about in relationships and we're terming it cheating, then obviously
that's the point I'm making.
Wrong.
It ain't cheating. We have allowed y'all to call it cheating. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Say that again. What's calling it cheating?
I said it ain't cheating, but men have allowed y'all to call it cheating. So now it's viewed as cheating.
we can only be calling it cheating if you committed to something and you cheated on that commitment. If you go into a relationship saying that it is monogamous and you
Who
step out
says
on
that? I've never said. I've been in a lot of relationships. I ain't never said I'm in a monogamous relationship to no woman I ever mess with.
we know
I ain't even said it to my wife. Who the fuck says that? Y'all be cracking me up saying that. I ain't never heard a person ever say, "Hey, we finna be together. This is monogamy." Hey, we just gonna be with each other. I've never said that. Ever in life.
You're not supposed to have to say it because that's the
No, nigga. Because y'all always say okay, if he didn't say it, then it ain't cheating. Right? No, you said no, you can't change it now, nigga.
Wow.
You just said if you go into a relationship saying I'm only gonna be with you. So if he doesn't go in there saying that,
what does getting married? Please tell me.
No, don't change it to marriage. We ain't talking about marriage yet, but we can get to that too.
That's how you get married.
You just said.
You commit to
You
one
said
person,
if you go into a relationship saying I'm only gonna be with you, then you cheat on that commitment, then you're cheating. So if I don't go in a relationship saying that, and I do it, then it's not cheating, right?
Wait a minute. So you said
no, just answer that first. Let's answer that part first, so we can have an understanding.
So you
cheating and not cheating.
You're saying because I didn't specifically say.
No. That ain't what I'm saying.
The word.
I'm saying what you said.
That
you said I specifically. You said because I specifically said it.
Relationship with you and got you thinking.
I ain't got you thinking a goddamn thing. You thinking on your own.
Committed. We are one-on-one. Because you didn't literally verbalize it, it's not implied, and I shouldn't expect this.
Listen, ma'am.
Sir, I'm listening.
All you gotta do is go and sit in court for one day, and you'll realize you need to make contracts with people. Because what you imply, what you consider an implication, ain't got nothing to do with me.
I heard that.
You got all right. Well, let's use what you just said. Let's use what you just said. I'm sure you know this, and Maggie, you may have experienced this. There's men out here. You can send a man your number online, and that nigga swear you in a relationship with him. His implication of you talking to him back and forth is y'all are in a relationship now. So is that right? So now you can't mess with nobody because this nigga think, yeah, exactly. Exactly my point.
How are you gonna put psycho?
No. It ain't got nothing to do with if you're crazy or not. The point of it is, if a person didn't say something, then you can't say they cheated on that because they never said that we gonna do that. Well, I'm going off what you said.
That's a dangerous game you playing right there.
I'm going off what you said.
That type of shit costs niggas a lot of tires, windows.
All I'm doing is going off what you said. You said if you go into a relationship and say we gonna be with just each other, then you go against that, then you cheated. I agree. But if you didn't say that and you don't, and you go out and be with somebody else, I mean, this goes for both of them, though. This is just not the woman. If you are living as being committed, that is a form of contract. Huh? Committed to what, though? What are you committing to?
To the relationship, to the person that you're.
But what is part of the commitment?
I ain't gonna be.
Ain't nobody said that.
With nobody else.
Nobody has said that, though. Listen, y'all act as if there's not relationships that's open. There's not monogamous relationships. There's not what's the other ones where you can mess with somebody or he can only mess with other people or both of them can mess with other people. Yeah, all those different. So it's different forms of relationships. So if there's not an understanding as to how this type of relationship is, you can't then say a person cheated on the relationship when there was no understanding put together in the first place. See, y'all
still living.
Y'all women, this is what I'm trying to tell you. See, this is the whole thing. Men have allowed y'all women just to put us in whatever mindset y'all gotta see. We shouldn't do this. We're inside of this. We this, that, and other. It's like we just roll with the punches just to get what we want.
No, you discuss it. If you're gonna be in a polyamorous relationship, you discuss that with your partner or partner.
If you're gonna be in a monogamous relationship with me, you better say something.
So the marriage,
agreed to no
getting married and all of that, that's not saying I'm committed to just one person.
Listen, it ain't even in the vows. When you get married,
forsaking all others,
that ain't got shit to do with being faithful.
Maggie, Rescue 911.
See, that's another thing. Like, see, y'all women try to change words and shit and meanings and shit. Forsaking all others ain't got a goddamn thing to do with you being with only one woman.
Well, what does forsaking all others mean?
I don't know, but it ain't got shit to do with you just being with one woman. Shit. If that's the case, it's for both of y'all forsaking all others. It ain't just the man.
It is for both of us because
exactly.
we're into a
but you ain't never been with another woman. What that got to do with anything?
And I shouldn't need you to spell out the word, or I need you to write in our marriage vows.
You goddamn right.
Because getting married don't mean shit.
Y'all should.
I need you to write in your vows that it's just gonna be me and you. Otherwise, it's gonna be me, you, her, and him.
You leaving it vague again, talking about me and you. What the hell is that? That's and still not saying it's monogamous.
The monogamy is implied, Jerome.
Like you can't go off of something implied because your explanation of something could be different than mine.
You are literally taking a relationship to court and litigating the technicalities that still wouldn't get you off.
What's up, Mike? Listen, all you doing is saying, hey, we are legally together, binded. We're one. That ain't got nothing to do with either side being faithful to one another. That is not the law. That is not what we're saying. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I have a question. So, are we under the agreement that marriage between man and woman is indicative of the marriage between Christ and the church?
I am. Christians are.
Okay. So,
but everybody that get married, everybody that get married is not Christian though.
That's neither here nor there. You're a Christian, so
also you how
could you say that the Bible doesn't say marriage should be between one man and one woman when marriage mirrors the relationship between Christ and the church? That's what a marriage is. How could it not be?
Hold on. That's part of your question. Let's break it down.
Jerome says it's going to be between Christ and the churches.
Who represent Christ in the marriage?
The man, right?
The bride, the groom. Christ is the groom. Christ is the groom because the Bible talks about the bride, the bride of Christ being the church. So the church is the bride. Yes.
Is the church made of many members?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. There we are. How we get one woman if it's made up of many members?
No. You got one groom.
It's only one Christ, which is the man,
which
right?
Is the groom.
Listen to the question. Yes. You said there's one Christ, and there's the church. The church is many members.
Okay, all right. So I guess y'all gonna be gay then.
He didn't say the congregation.
What?
You said many members, meaning men members and women members.
No,
so that means that men can marry. Yeah. That's what you said.
No, it's symbolic of it. It ain't got nothing.
No, what is symbolic is one man being Christ, one woman being the bride, being the church. That's what's symbolic.
That ain't what God said. That's all I'm saying.
That is what the word says.
That ain't what God said.
That's exactly what the word says.
I said God. There's plenty of people talking in the word. I said that ain't what
Okay.
God said. The
Oh,
word
okay.
also says you shouldn't be with nobody. Was that God? Hello.
I'm the one that brought that up to you, Jerome.
No. I'm just saying. So the word also says that you shouldn't even be with nobody. Everybody should just be by themselves.
Where it say
And
that
focus
at?
on doing what God wants you to do. The word says that also, right?
I think Paul said I would
Exactly
that.
my point.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
He
in the
said I
word. So
would.
you said the word said it. So my point I'm
Mhm.
making is, yeah, nigga, the word said, but that ain't what God said. Paul said that. Just like he said the stuff you said. It's other people say, I said what God said, not what Paul said. I do know one thing God did say.
God didn't mention marriage.
Say it again.
So he didn't mention marriage. So I guess that means nobody should get married.
He did mention marriage. He said Adam and Eve
Well,
was married. Do you agree with that? Was Adam and Eve married?
I'm trying to figure out where God said it.
He the one said that's your wife. Is that not him saying y'all married?
But where did the definition of marriage come from?
I
God
don't
didn't
care where
say,
it came from. We know what it represents. A husband and
and
a
I'm
wife,
telling
right?
you what one husband and one wife. That's
Yeah,
exactly what it
that's the
represents.
marriage. And anybody that falls up under there, it's the relationship. We ain't changing the
No.
husband and the wife part. We talking about the rest of the women. All right, let me ask you this, Maggie, because you somewhat of a Christian, or you've been to church before, at least on
You
Easter.
done stumped Maggie, and I didn't even think that was possible. Maggie trying to figure it out. Like, what are you?
I'm not stumped. I just refuse. When I know what I know, I'm not gonna argue
Now
about
you
it.
know
But
what
go
you've
ahead,
been
Jerome.
taught. Now I want you to
No,
try to
I
teach us.
know. I know.
Okay, well, we're gonna go with what you said. So, Maggie, answer me this. Does God make one rule for one person and not for everybody else?
God, well, there were some things that he had for his specific people. Certain groups of
Does he
people
make it?
couldn't do
Is it a
certain.
sin for one person, not a sin for another? Is there any sin that's only particularly for certain folks and not for other folks? Or is all sin for everybody?
All things for everybody. But there were certain things that he told certain people they couldn't do, and other people he didn't even care. Like they didn't even have those provisions. So both of them are yes. Yeah. Certain groups of people, certain
No, we
people they
talking about
couldn't
the
do
sin
certain
part.
things.
We talking about a sin. So you're saying he
But
told
yeah,
some people they can sin and told some people they can't.
no, there are certain people that had provisions or prohibit. Oh, that's the word I'm looking for. Like they couldn't do certain things, and then other groups of people didn't have that. He
But
didn't
were
care
they sins that he told them they could do?
if they did them, and he
No, no,
told
no,
them
no, no,
they
no.
couldn't
Listen to the
do
question,
them.
ma'am. Listen to the question. For those you said he gave provision to where he prohibited some from doing it, but he told some they could. To the some that could, did he tell them they can go and do some sins that he prohibited the other ones that couldn't?
No,
Okay. So if God allowed certain men to have multiple women and wives and all that stuff, why do y'all think it's a sin for men to have multiple women or wives?
God
And
allows you
we
to
ain't even
do
just talking about
anything.
regular men. We talking about Abraham, who are the Christians now are the children of Abraham. So if Abraham, which is one of God's most favorite people, David, which was a man God actually said was a man after God's own heart. If these guys had multiple women and wives, Abraham even had 2 baby mamas at the age of 90 or 100. If God allowed and blessed these guys for these things, what makes y'all think it's a sin? Explain it to them. This don't even make sense. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna give y'all your own
So
answer.
what's the
Because
definition
y'all
of
been
adultery
taught that
then?
it's a sin. Just like y'all been
What,
teaching niggas we supposed to be with one woman.
Jerome, what's the definition of adultery? Which is a
When
commandment, thou shalt
when
not commit
somebody,
adultery.
I'm gonna
So
tell you.
what's adultery?
I'm gonna tell you. When some man, adultery for a woman is when a woman is married and she goes and messes with somebody else. Adultery for a man is when a man messes with another man's wife. So it all gonna boil down to a married woman messing with somebody else. That's what adultery is.
That's that New King James version.
No, that's the original James version.
That's the King Jerome version.
All right, well, find me in the King James version where adultery. What's adultery?
I already told you that I read in layman's terms and not Jeromanisms and being able to flip
I
it
ain't got nothing to do with the wrong. See, I can just read the word.
Okay, so why would he put adultery in there in period? And how are you applying it from back then to now? Because
Hmm?
wouldn't the sin be the lie, like that you are
No, no, it wouldn't be the lie.
my bad. It wouldn't be the lie.
It's a sin to lie, but the sin wouldn't be
Wouldn't
the
you
lie.
be
See, y'all
lying?
trying to make the sin the husband actually going messing with another woman. That's what y'all trying to make the sin. See, my point of it is, if men didn't allow y'all to make them say, all right, this is wrong, then it wouldn't be viewed as wrong.
Huh?
But men have allowed women to tell them this is wrong. And now we done all adopted that dumb shit. And now the world's living like this is wrong.
So you saying, then who the hell gonna be married? So you saying
The
God
same women
intended
that's gonna be married
God
that's married.
intended for you to get married, but still running around fornicating all over the place with anybody
See,
you want.
this is the whole problem with the whole thing.
What is the purpose of marriage then?
I'm gonna explain to you. This is the problem with the whole thing with having multiple women. First of all, the world now, with y'all type of women, says we done allowed y'all to have a voice. It fucked up the world. Now the world is so over sexualized that when y'all think about a man having multiple women, it automatically goes to sex. But men didn't have a bunch of women for the sex. They had women for different things. Most of the women, even in the Bible, when they were concubines, they was actually there to help the wife. It really didn't even have nothing to do with the husband.
So okay, then
Now,
why
populating the,
the church not preaching that then? If that's the truth, why the church
because
not
men have allowed women to tell them this, that, and the other, and they listen to them. Kind of like Adam listened to Eve.
So that means you shouldn't even go to church then if you can't trust a
No,
pastor to tell the gospel and not just be speaking on what he's going to say to pacify women.
no, you've been taught that.
So churches,
Everybody that's alive now that's a pastor have been taught the same stuff you believe.
but are they teaching their parishioners?
I don't even know
What is supposed if it's supposed to be something else, why aren't they teaching that then? I'm trying to understand.
No.
Now we got this whole institution of marriage that is based on monogamy and blessed by God.
Mm-hmm.
How it is all of a sudden now turned into a man can do whatever he wants to do.
And not only that, if what you're saying is the case, Jerome, then why is there such an uproar when women want to get married to women and men want to get married to men?
What?
What's the uproar?
Ask that question slowly.
Women
want to get married to women and then get married to men. Is that what you said?
Why is there an uproar between same sex? If what you're saying is true, then why is there such an uproar in same sex unions, same sex marriages? Like, why shouldn't they get married if what you're saying is true?
I didn't say women should be with women. I
I'm
never said
saying
women should
why
be with women
should
and men should be with men.
I'm saying why shouldn't they? If what you're
Because that's
saying is
what God
true,
spoke
then
against.
did he?
Yeah, the man part.
What about the women?
I ain't never heard him say nothing wrong with that.
So you're saying women should get married to women?
No, he didn't. Marriage is between a wife and
Nah,
a husband.
no, it's not. No, it's
Yes, it
not.
is. Yes,
No,
according to God, it
no.
is. Not according to y'all in this world. According to God, it is.
Bring your ass. Where them fans at?
That nigga finna hang up.
Shannon.
Daryl.
So Maggie, you saying what God who God said the marriage is between?
A man and a woman, right?
Maggie
Yes,
didn't,
one man, one woman.
One man,
Maggie,
one
But
you
I'm
said
woman.
saying
you said.
if
So
what
what?
you're saying is true, go ahead, Shannon.
No, go, because you got. I know what you about to say. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So if what you're saying is true, Jerome, that adultery only happens with a married woman,
Mm-hmm.
then why can't men be with men and women marry women?
Because God said that was abomination if man with a man.
He also said adultery, thou shalt not commit adultery.
And I just
And
told you
people
what
were
adultery was.
killed.
He also said, you just said it. One man, one woman. How do you get to
That's
this?
what Maggie said.
How do you get to this plural shit?
That's what Maggie said.
If
I didn't
if,
say,
if God said a
I
union
didn't
is
say that. Maggie
one
said he said
man
that.
and one woman.
I said he said it's between man and a woman. That's what a marriage is. A wife and a husband. Not a wife and a
Well, if
wife.
it says a
Not a
wife and
husband
a
and a
husband,
husband.
then how do you
Huh?
figure he's saying a wife and a whole bunch of concubines or whatever you call them? Somebody to do the sewing, somebody to do the cooking,
Is a
somebody to wash the
concubine married?
no,
No, concubines are jump off that
is
have
having
that
a
bear
No,
children.
no,
concubine
no. See,
adultery?
that's what I'm saying. See, y'all so sexually driven with all this,
No,
with
because
all this.
what man running around in this day and age not
But
trying to
that's because y'all done fucked up shit. That
this
still
where
don't
no,
change.
because this is
But
where
that
the
don't change what
conversation
God
started.
said.
This is where the
Just because
conversation
the world
started
fucked up
with
don't change what God said, though. That's the point I'm making.
no, but the conversation started with sex. You talking about a man
No,
should
it
be
didn't.
able to it's in his nature to run around and stick his wick in
No, I
everybody.
didn't say that. You said that. I said to be with multiple women.
What's the difference?
You don't have to be having sex with multiple women to have multiple women.
What you got them for? You don't got them just to
Any damn
motherfucking
thing.
wash your car.
One might cook, one might clean, one might give massages, one might help your wife do whatever the hell she needs to help doing.
But y'all the one.
That's why
Why would we believe that there is no sex if you're sitting here saying that a
I didn't
man
say he wouldn't
is
have
in
sex
his
with them. I'm
nature
saying that's
wants
not
to
what it's
have
for.
sex with multiple women?
I didn't say that he wouldn't have sex with them. I said that ain't what it's for. That's all you thinking about is sex. My
No,
point
that's
of it
all
is
y'all think
the
about.
point of having multiple women back when they had multiple women. All right, David had 700 wives uh what's his name? Paul. Not Paul. I mean what's that boy name? Is it Simon? No, it ain't Simon. What's the guy's name? They had the 700 wives and the 300 concubines. Do you think he was messing with 1,000 women? You think he was having sex with 1,000 women?
I think that's a
come about
misinterpretation.
Solomon.
I
Yeah,
think they talking
Solomon.
about
Do you think?
his
Solomon.
tribe.
No. It
If all
says,
of
see,
everyone in
this is
his
what I'm
tribe
talking
is
about, Shannon.
in the
Do
Lord.
not change what it said. It said what it meant.
It's been changed into English, which the translation is messed up. And if you taking it literally in English when it doesn't initially say it like that, then I think you are misunderstanding what is
So
being.
what is a wife being in the Bible?
You tell me, Jerome.
No, I told you. You said it's changed. So if a concubine means something different, then a wife must mean something different too. What does a wife mean in the Bible? And what does a concubine? What is a concubine anyway?
A wife must mean a stepping stone, a punching bag, according to you, because
It ain't according to me, nigga. You said what it meant.
I'm talking about for real in these days and times right now. what are we saying in these days and times? Most men who are talking about having either multiple wives or a wife and 50,000 concubines, it's all going towards sex because they want to have kids by them all. And this is what I'm saying.
They probably do.
I think that in the translation, the meaning got lost because I don't think he's really saying Solomon had, how do you have 700 wives? And
why you don't think that?
You don't even have that much time in the day. I'm saying it's
no. See, that's
like
the point.
me,
the way y'all think is so messed up.
No, it said to me that he is the authority over this tribe. He couldn't possibly.
So what is authority over a tribe?
1,000 women.
Huh? So what is having authority over 1,000 women?
It's like being the president. I'm the
okay,
president.
so now that makes no sense.
I'm the president over the United States.
No.
So I got how many?
No,
how many
no,
million
no.
people
Just
are
leave
in
it
the
at
United States? It
that.
says
No. That's not what it means.
Okay, let me.
That's not what it means. That's not what it means. You might well stop. That's not what it means.
Let me
So you think he just over
interject
women and
something.
ain't over no men if he the president?
Adultery is sexual relations between a married person and someone other than his or her spouse.
Man, ain't nobody listening. That nigga ain't even a Christian. Ain't nobody listening to you, nigga.
Or a married woman.
Listen to that nigga. There ain't no motherfucking Christian.
So concubines aren't wives. Concubines are women who just do whatever the king wants them to do, whether it be bear children, take care of his harem, or whatever. That's a concubine. Now there are different kings, not just from biblical days, but also people of other religions that had hundreds of concubines. It's documented, so it happens. But
No, we ain't
just
talking about
because
those. We
something
talking about the
happens,
ones God was okay
just
with.
because
The point of this
just because
conversation is
something,
if God was okay with it, why are y'all trying to make it like it's supposed to be a sin is what I'm asking.
if I can finish, just because something happened doesn't mean it was God ordained.
That ain't what I said.
It never
I said if he was okay with it though. God ain't okay with no
How do
sin.
you know he's okay with it? Like I said, just because something happened don't mean it was God ordained. Listen to what I'm
Negative.
saying. I'm listening to what you're saying, but you're not listening to me.
I hear what you're saying. You ain't making sense.
How is it not making sense?
Because you're not.
Just
you
because,
said
okay.
You asked the question, and you said how you know God was okay with it. Do you think God was okay with Abraham?
Yes.
Didn't he do the same thing? Did he cheat on his wife like y'all would say?
Jerome, God is okay with you.
No.
We all know. No. You listen. Just because God is okay.
I'm talking about okay with his sin. God ain't okay with my sins.
He's never okay with sin, but nobody was perfect either.
Was he okay with Abraham's sin when he messed with that other woman and got her pregnant?
He's never okay with sin.
Now, that ain't what I asked you. Was he okay with what y'all calling a sin when he messed with that other woman?
If he commits adultery,
he's never okay with adultery.
He didn't commit adultery. All right.
So
let's go back to the Leviticus 20 thing. Let's go back to the Leviticus 20 thing, y'all. Why God telling Moses to tell these Leviticans about all this stuff they can't do? Why he only naming all these women that's married and all these women that a man can't mess with? Why ain't he saying first of all, why ain't he telling me they just can't mess with no man, no woman except their wife? Why is he giving them choices as to women he can mess with if he can't mess with nobody?
Didn't he just apply that to kings?
No. Even if he did, that was the point of me asking that question earlier. So you're saying God would tell some people they can sin and some people they can't?
If that's what he said, is that what
No,
he said?
nigga, he didn't say it. That's my point. Well, he didn't say that. That's the point I'm making.
I don't know what he said. I know what the gospel according to Paul said.
No, God actually said this.
According to any prophet who wrote a book in the Bible, that's according to what they said that God said.
Mm-hmm. So, well, we ain't worried about you then because you don't believe it. So you ain't even gonna come say. We're talking about those that believe.
I don't believe it. I don't take it. I don't take it for face value.
Well, you don't believe it. That's what not taking it for face value.
When I say face value, I don't take it for. I don't think. I think the Bible is written in parables and stories, and some of the the commandments are the commandments, and that's those are the rules that you follow. Everything else in the Bible is about a story and parables to understand how to navigate through a lot of situations that come in life.
Mm-hmm.
But the Ten Commandments are the Ten Commandments.
Well, where the Ten Commandments come from? God didn't write those, did he?
They still according to the
I said where they come from, though.
Y'all's prophets.
They're God inspired.
So if you believe in the Ten Commandments, then you should believe in everything else the Bible says. Everything was inspired then.
Well, then don't believe in none of it. I don't believe that it is that literal, is what I'm saying.
What part you don't believe in?
The only things that were literal in the
There
Bible
are a lot of things.
were the commandments. It seems
There are a lot of things that weren't literal.
They're not
A
literal.
lot of things.
Name 4.
The description of Jesus. That stuff wasn't literal.
What you mean?
The Bible literally says he had a tongue like his tongue was a sword.
Yeah,
his
what?
voice was his tongue. It's in Revelations 19. I don't know if one of y'all can go to it. I think it's Revelations 19, where it starts talking about the appearance and it starts giving how God looked. It said he had
You
stars in
saying
his
God or
hand.
Jesus?
I mean Jesus, sorry. He had stars in his hand. His head was white like wool. His feet were unto burnt brass.
When they talking about?
What do you mean when?
When are they talking about? Are they talking about when he was here on earth? Or are they talking about in heaven? Or are they talking about when he's coming back?
I'm thinking this was a vision that somebody had of him, and they describing what he looked like.
Well, what they got to do with?
They said he had flames in his eyes.
Hold on, man.
You said name a part of the Bible that's
that
not
literal.
Are you not remembering how is it literal? What man do you know walking around with flames for eyeballs, Jerome?
No. Listen to what you're saying, though, Maggie. You're saying this is how somebody said they seen him in a dream or visioned him.
How he looked. This is what they said he looked like. Jerome, just go to Revelations. Just go to Revelations 19. Can you pull it up, Shannon?
You said.
Can you pull it up, Shannon, and show it on the screen?
When did they talk about? Are they talking about when he was on earth, when he was in heaven, or when he coming back? You said, I think if somebody envisioning it or whatever you said.
Dreamt it. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. What in there is literal to you, John?
First of all, you have to know the context of what's being said.
He's describing.
No.
What in there is literal, Jerome? Literal is the key word.
Talking about what's literal. If you talking about somebody's goddamn imagination, him talking about his imagination is literal.
Literally imagining. So we supposed to follow literal imaginations.
You ain't got to follow nobody else's imagination.
But go down to 15, where it talks about a sword coming out of his mouth.
Chapter. You have to have the context. You can't just go to one verse.
And out of his mouth
You
a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty. Whereas
so how
it
many
was
men do you know with a sword coming out of their mouths?
Maggie, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not even listening to y'all. I told you, you got to know the
I
context.
don't even understand how you don't know what we're talking about when you the one that asked the question. You said what verses in the Bible are not literal, and we're telling you
And
and
I said,
showing you.
but you can't just say what somebody's thinking ain't literal.
Shannon, go up above 13 if you can.
so. My
No,
thing is, if the commandments can be written literally, thou shalt not do X, Y, and Z. But then
Go up a little
but
more.
then you read this, then you read the rest of the Bible, and everything is not literally written. It's written in euphemisms, metaphors, and things like that.
that's what y'all said is.
Now read down where it says, "These are the true sayings of God, and I fell at His feet to worship Him." After He said that, He did
Where
this
they
for.
talking about at, Maggie? Are they on earth or in heaven?
This is when Christ came back.
Huh?
I think this is when He came back.
Yeah, this
You're
is
doing a lot
Revelation.
of thinking. That's the point of me telling you I'm not listening to y'all because you don't even know what you're saying. You don't know
You
when
don't
it
even
took
know what I'm
place
saying.
because you're not
You
answering.
don't even know
You're
what
saying
I'm
what you think.
saying.
If I'm
Jerome, do
asking
you
you,
know?
if I say when did this take place? Was he on earth? Was he in heaven? Or are you talking about when he's coming back? And you keep saying what
Come
you
on,
think.
Jerome. This is Revelations. You know what Revelations is. It's the book of Revelations. It's when he came back. That's
Came back when?
Revelations.
Came back when?
I don't think he ever read Revelation.
When he came back when, Maggie?
When he came back to earth. I don't even know what you're asking right now. It's the book of Revelation.
When did he come back to earth?
During Revelations.
When was that?
In Revelation, the end times. So you
No
don't know
man
about
knows the
so
day nor the
basically,
hour.
Yeah, it
I
was
only
before
stand for
COVID.
prophecy.
No.
BC, before COVID.
You saying so you saying he already came back.
No.
That is what you said. You said he came back in Revelation.
Revelations is
Okay,
the
Jerome.
story, is the prophecy of his return and what it would look like metaphorically.
So it hasn't happened.
Have you read Revelations? I just want yes or no today.
No,
Have
I
you
ain't
ever?
really.
I know. I figured that. Because if you don't know what the prophecy is, what are you worshiping?
I'm
What
not
are you?
worried about what the
What are you?
prophecy is.
So what are
My
you looking?
question to y'all
What
is:
I
are
want
y'all
to
talking
know.
about what has
I got a
happened,
question though. What
what
are you
will
looking?
happen, or what somebody's saying is going
What
to
are you
happen?
looking for to happen in the world as we continue to move forward? You think this is going on forever and ever,
What you
or
talking about?
is there an end to this? What is
Yeah,
the
that's the
purpose
answer.
of what is the purpose of anything in the Bible if we're talking about Jesus coming, why he
Mhm.
came, what he came for, why he left, and why he will return? What is the end game for you?
That ain't what we talking about though.
If you
That,
haven't
that
read
we getting off.
Revelation, what's the end game for you? I
But
just
you
want
getting
to
off.
know.
We ain't talking about that yet.
No, I'm
We
curious.
talking
No, we
about
are
something
talking
else.
about that because
No, we
if
talking
you
about
don't understand
literal things that were literal in the Bible. And she said there was a lot of things that wasn't literal. And I said, name some.
most
And
of
this is what she came with. And she's saying this is not literal. But if you're talking about somebody's prophecy of what Jesus is going to come back when he comes back, then that is literal.
the way they describe him returning is not literal. It's metaphoric.
Jesus coming is not literal. What do you mean? Why you think it's going to be different than what they saying it's going to
Well,
be?
then you making our point.
No, y'all making my point.
No, we're
I'm
not.
saying
Okay,
it is
listen,
literal.
Jerome.
You're saying it ain't literal.
Listen. The reason I brought that out is because When it talks about the stars being in his hand, it's not
Mhm.
talking about he's literally going to have nebula, seven of them in his hand.
How you know?
It's talking about nations. Everything, all of that is metaphorical. When they talk about his voice being unto many waters, they talking about the strength of the words that's coming out of his mouth. When it's talking about that sword, it's talking about how his words cut like a knife. It's literally piercing, it's
You talking
strong.
about in that
That
verse you
stuff is
just read?
not literal. Yeah, it's not literal. It's metaphorical. That's literally what it is. It's not talking about when it's talking about flames in his eyes. It's not talking about he gonna have a literal firestorm in his eyeballs. That stuff is metaphorical.
So what that mean?
Oh my God. Jerome, when you gonna read Revelations is what I want to know.
I'm trying to get what y'all thinking to me. Well, so what you think that mean, Maggie? About
You
what's the flames in his eyes mean?
He's all seeing. He knows. You
Flames.
can't hide nothing
So
from him.
you can see when you got flames in your eyes?
This is why we're saying
Do
this.
you have flames in your eyes? That's why we're saying it's metaphorical, sir.
No, 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 no. You're saying it's metaphorical because you can't imagine something like that happening. But you also can't imagine however it's going to happen. So you're thinking it's metaphorically because your brain can't wrap around what
I'm
it's
not.
saying is going to happen.
No, you know what makes it metaphorical when they use things like he had
As unto.
as
Mm-hmm.
that's what creates the metaphor. He had
I
eyes
agree with that.
like fire. You know what I'm saying? Those things that don't mean it's
Literally,
actual or literal. It's metaphorically speaking. For just like she said, his tongue was like a sword. Means like a sword means metaphorically speaking, his words will cut like a knife.
Okay, so what not makes that literal then? I agree with all that y'all just said. What makes
Because
that not literal then?
he doesn't just straight out say his words gonna cut like a knife.
Huh?
Honda. You have to literally say X, Y, and Z, not C, D, and E like X, Y, and Z. You have to say
So
literally just
so
say
that goes back
X,
to what we
Y,
was
and
talking
Z.
about earlier
Like
then.
C, D,
So
and
that
E are
means
like X, Y, and Z.
so that means if you don't say it literally, then that ain't what it is.
Hmm. What class? What grade?
No, answer that question. Yes or no?
Ask it again, because
So
I don't
you
remember.
saying on the what you just said is to make it literal, he has to say exactly what he's saying. So he can't say like this or like that or as this or as that. So,
Exactly, because this
so
is where things are open to interpretation.
okay,
So
all right, hold
somebody
on,
can
hold on,
say
hold on,
when
hold
he
on.
says he
Hold
has.
on, don't keep going. You're gonna make me forget. I don't want to ask the question for a reason.
Go ahead,
So that
Owen.
goes back to what I told you ass earlier
Come on.
about when you don't say we're in a monogamous relationship, ain't no fucking interpretations and all that extra shit. You just said if I don't literally say it, then that ain't what it is, right? That's what you just said.
No, that's not what
Now you want to change it.
we're saying. We're saying, okay, even if we saying that, how are you putting that in the same context with the original of this conversation?
All this came from that conversation.
Yeah, because you
the
in
point of this conversation, the point of this is you said what in the Bible is not literal, and we just gave you a chapter that's not
But that
literal.
is literal, Maggie.
No, it's
so
not.
what I'm saying is, if it is literal to you, then
Mhm.
why are you confused with the literal definition of why you want to have only one woman?
No, I was using that
Marriage
against you because
between
you
just
said that.
one man and one wife.
No, I was using that against you because you said it. I was just proving the point to you because you said you don't have to say it literally for it to be this way. But now you're saying you do have to say it literally.
You're
No,
right.
no, not what I said. I'm
It
saying
has to
what
be
you said.
literal for you to understand it. So why does it have to be literal for you to understand that
you're trying to say what I'm saying? I was making a point when I said that. I was making a point to what you said.
Yeah, we started with this with cheating. So what makes cheating cheating? If we can imply if the implication is there, if it's implied in the marriage, one man, one woman, then you are not literally saying don't be with nobody else, but you are figuratively saying don't be with nobody else. Or the implication is you're not going to be with anyone else. So if you're going to go with it that way, you have to go with it the other way. You don't have, if you can take all the rest of it and make it literal by your understanding, then you should be able to make it literal what it means to cheat. Because that's where we started.
I go off the literal. I go off what it said. I don't. Y'all the ones going off of all these implications.
But in the Bible, everything is not literally saying a lot of things. It's the implications of it.
Yeah, it is. Just like the example she just gave that y'all think ain't being literal, it is being literal.
So you literally are not supposed to cheat on go outside your marriage. Literally.
But what y'all call outside the marriage ain't what God said was outside the marriage, is what I said.
But it's cheating.
No. Y'all said it's cheating. Y'all said it's outside the marriage.
What is the purpose of getting married if there's no obligation between one man and one wife?
You still got the obligation between one man and one wife. That ain't got nothing to do with him having concubines. And if it is, then why God allow it?
Because you use the term concubines.
You can use side chicks, whatever y'all want to use. Y'all niggas always changing words. We call men, women, and them and days now. So we don't care about the words you use. Just go off whatever words you want to put in there. As long as it has the exact same meaning, is what I'm saying. So you can use side chick, concubines.
You can't use wet and dry and say they mean the same thing.
No. You missed the point. I said concubines. You had a problem with that word.
I don't have a problem with that word.
You want to make a use. So you want to use something else to make it sound worse. So I said, well, go ahead and use whatever word you want to use, as long as it has the same meaning as the concubines. Because I'm talking about the concubine.
So in the Bible, did it say that any and all men could have a wife and concubines, or was it just applied to kings?
It wasn't applied to nobody. It wasn't applied that a man should only have one woman either.
So it's cheating.
Huh?
So it's cheating.
No.
If it don't apply to nobody, what else is? What are you talking about?
Listen, I'm gonna just leave y'all with this. I know all throughout the Bible, God points out that it's a sin for a wife to have sex with somebody else. Do you agree with that, You the Christian on the board. Huh?
Shannon.
Shannon's not a Christian. I'm talking to you.
I haven't just read the whole Bible.
That ain't what I said. I didn't say the whole Bible. I said throughout the Bible. Have you heard on
what does throughout mean to you?
God damn it, y'all hate to answer questions. Have you heard throughout the Bible or seen throughout the Bible where God said it is a sin? Matter of fact, an abomination. He even said they should be killed sometimes. If a wife has sex with somebody other than her husband, have you ever read those things? Yes or no, please?
Yes.
Have you ever read where God said the same thing for a husband messing with any other woman other than his wife?
I do not recall that.
Exactly my point. There y'all go.
So say it again, because
that's the point I'm making.
But it doesn't mean. But it doesn't make it. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just wasn't documented in the Bible.
Okay, so if I got 2 kids and I got the same rules for both of them, and I'm just saying something to one of them, and punishing them when they do it. But when the other one does it, I don't do nothing to them.
So
and I don't say nothing to them.
So basically, the answer.
But you're saying I got the same rules for both of them? That makes no sense.
Well, you're saying that the answer to your question is God made rules that things that are sin for some folks that ain't a sin for others.
No, that ain't what I said.
Wouldn't that be true?
I said what y'all have done is made something y'all don't like a sin, and these dumb niggas then agreed with it, and now the world itself. No, I ain't gonna say the world. I'm gonna say Middle Central America, us in Northern America, we have adopted that. Because matter of fact, most countries ain't adopted that dumb shit.
So
women adopted that.
So women created monogamy and made men
follow. There you go. There you
go.
Who you think created it? Why would even if God made it a sin, why would a man create it? And it benefits him.
I'm just trying to you tell me to make it.
Why? Okay, this is.
I need you to make
see that was. I'm with Shannon because that doesn't make sense. If men ran it back then, why in the world would a man change it?
Because the same reason I don't listen to Eve. Because niggas are weak for women. And to make a woman happy, they'll go against God. Even Adam did that. So if a nigga go against God, that's in heaven with God. What the hell you think a weak nigga down here on earth would do for a woman?
Sound like y'all fucked up the whole shit.
Does that make sense to you? That's why he'll do
it. It don't make sense. Not the way you delivering it. Because what is the purpose?
Purpose of what?
Why? Okay, so ask me this. Why even create marriage if a man just gonna be running around doing whatever he want and he has dominion, just run around and do whatever you want, and all the women just gonna fall in line with you?
You keep.
What is the purpose?
Your version of what a man can do is different than my version of what a man can. You keep saying he just keep running around doing. See, your mind is always thinking about. Your mind is fixated on sex.
Oh shit. Funk. Tell me, please explain, brother. Please explain. How do women invent monogamy?
Where do you think it comes from? Listen, this is a new thing. It ain't even always been that way. Not even in America.
So why did y'all adopt it? Y'all the one running everything.
The niggas that was in charge is stupid and weak.
Back in the beginning, women wasn't the ones creating the laws and all that.
I just told y'all that. Maggie just asked me that question.
Women create monogamy and y'all rolled with it.
The same way women created these goddamn transgenders and niggas are starting to roll with it. Same way Dwayne Wade punk ass is agreeing with his kid being like he is, when I guarantee you he didn't feel that way in the first place. Because I just said niggas are weak for women. Weak niggas are weak for women.
So
and to make a woman happy, they'll go against their own goddamn nature.
From the beginning of time, men been weak.
Say what?
So how in the hell are they supposed to be leaders?
Because no matter how weak we are, we still stronger than y'all.
You're not that strong. If all I gotta do
is we're still stronger than y'all. We're still the strongest.
And you would do anything and disobey God and forget all about what God's talking about.
But we're still stronger than y'all.
Give me a little peek at the little kitty cat. What?
You're missing the point. See, you keep going to sex. Men ain't, listen, Shannon. Men ain't weak for women because of sex. You think everything is about sex. It has nothing to do with sex.
What are they weak for?
What's that weak for women? Period.
Hugs?
So listen, you think Adam was weak for Eve because of sex?
Yes, because I think that the fruits and the forbidden fruit was the coochie.
See, Maggie, that's why I was talking to you about the church in the Bible.
I'm just saying, I'm not the only one that think that has that.
You ain't the only damn fool.
I'm not the only one that has that because it doesn't make sense. What is it about a woman?
So he bit the coochie, and that created sin.
The leader and the strength that we are to emulate or appreciate or respect if he can't discipline himself enough to obey his own father's commandment? What is it about the woman then? If it's not her little kitty cat, what is it then? What was it about Eve that made
Why do y'all think?
Adam
Let me ask you this question. Why do you think y'all women's kitty cat is that powerful?
I'm trying to understand how you were saying that man is supposed to be all this great leader and all of this, everything was given to him. He has dominion over everything. But as soon as he get a woman, he lose his mind and he forgot everything. What was it about the woman? If it wasn't,
what did he forget?
If it wasn't, he forgot God said don't eat off the tree.
No, he didn't.
He had to.
Why you say that? If he forgot that, he never would have healed after he did it.
Then Jerome, what was it about the woman?
I've already said it to you. You keep thinking it's y'all coochie
that made him disobey God. If it's not the cat, what was it?
I just told you.
Say it again.
All right, let me ask you this then. If y'all cat is so powerful, why do men leave y'all?
Because there's more cat to get. Because y'all can't discipline.
No. But y'all cat is so powerful.
Because it's so powerful to get, and y'all need as much time.
That makes no sense though. If it's so powerful, it don't matter. It don't matter how many out there.
Okay, then answer my question.
I already answered your question.
You did not answer my question.
Yes, I did.
What
you said it was a cat? I said because of men.
What is it about a woman that makes
it's a woman? Period. That's what it is.
God,
it's a woman.
What about a woman? Just the fact that
that's all it is. It's the woman. Everything about a woman.
There?
No, it's the woman. Period. Just like you can have a baby. Hold on. Just like you can have a baby and you in love with this little motherfucker and it ain't even been here for 4 minutes. Ain't shit about this baby that the baby actually did that made you fall in love with him. It's just the fucking baby itself.
No, the reason you're in love with the baby is because you nurtured it to
exactly. Life. You did that. The baby didn't do shit.
So the internal connection.
No. You're missing the point. The baby hasn't did anything for you. Listen to what I'm saying, Shannon. The baby hasn't done anything for you to love it. I can understand why the baby would love you so much. But why do you listen? Why would you love the baby
by bringing it into the world?
But that ain't it. But that's my point. The baby ain't did a goddamn thing though. You love the baby because of what you did to it, not because of what the baby done.
Okay, so how does that relate to why Adam?
The point I'm making is it ain't got shit to do with what your women. It ain't got nothing to do with what a woman has or done. It's just how we made. We love y'all so much. It ain't got shit to do with what you possess or nothing. Just like that baby didn't do shit to make you love it that much. The women didn't do shit to make us love y'all so much. God made us this way.
So why would God do that to you then? Can you answer
what's wrong with doing that? Ain't nothing wrong with loving love. Ain't nothing wrong with loving a woman so much.
Because it sounds like you're the one. So you always talk about how women, you say women don't like what God's rules are. Sound like men don't like what
men ain't got a problem with it.
Didn't like what God's rules were because he just
why you say that? Man, you ain't never heard. Man ain't complain about God's rules. Men don't complain about God's rules. Even the niggas that don't believe in it don't complain about it.
You don't abide by them either. And starting with Adam.
What they got to do with complaining about them?
Who's going?
Y'all, women. Y'all disagree with them and everything God say.
Women are complaining about it, yeah, because you're disobeying God. We the ones trying to.
We ain't talking about what we doing. We talking about what y'all disagree with. What God said.
And y'all
talking about what men
God told y'all to do, which was man and woman.
That's what y'all said us to do.
I don't see how we put that in the Bible and how we did any of that.
I ain't say it was in the Bible. That's what Maggie said.
Wait, what was in the Bible again?
He still ain't answered the question.
I've been answered the question.
No, you didn't, because you can't just say just because I'm standing next to you, you gonna sin. against
I
God.
ain't said nothing about sinning. What do you
But
mean?
that is because it's a sin. You committed God. Adam committed a sin against God. Am I correct or no?
Yeah.
And he did what when he followed Eve instead of making Eve follow him.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about the woman that made Adam
She was his woman.
what God talking about?
She was his woman.
So because it was tangible, but back in that, but this is where I don't understand because now we can't talk to God, literally.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, Adam could talk to God, literally. So
What did he say to God before God came to him after he sinned?
it's what he didn't say.
No. You say he can talk to him, so as if you had.
God came down and he was like, "Hey, didn't I tell you don't do
But
that?"
you said before he
He
did
turned
that.
around and said, "Well, she did it."
But what did he say to him before that happened?
You tell me. What did he say?
You said he could do it. I didn't say it, nigga.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
say.
didn't say he could do it
You
either.
said Adam could talk to God literally.
I'm trying to understand what is so great about a woman that makes a man disobey God, because
Nothing.
that's the lack of
But she come just like I just told you. Let me talk
she
to
just
Maggie.
standing there.
Let me talk to Maggie. Maggie, you here? Because Shannon don't listen that well. Maggie.
Yes, I'm here.
Now listen. You know, if like just like having a baby, you'll die for that baby as soon as it get here. You'll kill for that baby. You'll die for that baby. All that. We talking about regular women, not Shannon. Just like you'll die for a kid that ain't never did a goddamn thing on this earth for you. Is the same way men feel about women.
That's not
Same way Adam felt about Eve. It's just in him.
Why? It's just in them to be.
All right, you can't explain why you'll die for this motherfucking kid. Ain't never did shit. Ain't even been here.
Who said anybody was gonna die for their kid?
Most women will.
She did say, she said because they nurtured the baby.
Same way that Eve came out of our rib. Same fucking thing.
You didn't feel it. You didn't even know. Now you gonna take credit for some shit you didn't even know.
It ain't got nothing to do with the feeling.
You woke up and this hoe was standing there. And you said, oh, fuck God, I ain't gonna listen to God no more because she's standing right there. What? I'm just asking, what was it?
I don't talk to non-Christians.
What was it? What was it about Eve that made him disobey God? You can't answer it. Because you don't, because me.
I just answered it. Why you keep saying I can't answer it and I didn't answer it before?
They are the ones who
I was talking to Maggie, man. Maggie. Mute Shannon and quit muting yourself. I don't want to talk to non-believers.
Go ahead, man.
This looks nice, and it seems to be.
I'm listening.
Now, did you hear what she asked? She asked.
She said, "What?" I'm going back to the question, her original question. What is it about women that Adam did what he did and didn't listen to God?
Well, actually, question was, what else was it other than her coochie? Because she think it had something to do with her coochie. So, did you hear my answer?
Yeah, you said that it's just women in general. Like they didn't have to do anything. It's just the fact that it's a woman.
No, not the fact it's a woman. It's the fact that it's his woman. Not just any fucking woman.
Mm-hmm.
The woman God gave him.
So possession.
I thought you was on mute, goddammit. I don't want to talk to you.
So I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna be myself.
No, just type it.
So possession.
Just type it. Just type it. No, we don't want to talk to you. Just type it. We don't want to talk. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to talk. Back to Maggie. As I said, just like y'all would die for a kid that ain't never did nothing for y'all. It's the same way men would kill for their wives that ain't never did shit but give us headaches. It's how God made us. Ain't got shit to do with coochie.
So God made a mistake.
Motherfucker. Who I talk to with YouTube and Facebook, get this thing off here. How she keep unmuting? All right. Well, let me ask y'all this question since that's your since you want to talk, Shannon. So why do you love this kid so much that you just pushed out?
I already answered that question.
Where's that darn wall?
Like I already answered yours. What you say, Maggie?
You didn't answer mine.
There was a wall flying around here. I'm trying to see where it is. Go ahead.
You had to unmute for that?
Nah, I unmuted because I thought you was going to address me.
I
You
addressed you
kept
and her.
saying,
If you had a baby, why do you love this baby that has never done nothing, ain't been here 4 minutes in the world, and you love it so much to where you'll risk your life for it? Why do you believe that to be so?
because that baby is a part of you.
So is your wife not a part of you?
No, she's a part of herself.
So see, and you claim you're a Christian. So when God said you are one, how am I
But
one?
Eve was a part of Adam. So yeah, she
that
literally was his rib.
that was just them. From after that, ain't nobody else rib got taken to get them a woman. Somebody had to have.
Listen, this is only for the believers.
Yeah,
This
come
has
on.
nothing to do with you sinners out here, you devil worshipers. But as a wife, you're no different than Eve to Adam. Okay? I'm gonna let you know that, Maggie. You're supposed to be a Christian, so I'm gonna teach you that. You're not an individual anymore.
Mm-hmm.
When God say you won, nigga, you won.
Jerome, you don't even believe that because you believe that men should marry more than one woman. You need to make up your mind.
You can be one with multiples.
That's what you can't do.
He said you won with your wife.
No.
So whoever the hell your wives are. I don't think a man should have multiple wives. I think he should have a wife and some women.
He literally did not put an S on there. He literally said wife, which
I
is
just agree.
singular.
I don't think he should have
But,
more. I don't think that's necessary. But I do think he need extra women, is what I said. Okay, let me ask y'all this. Since y'all don't think men should have multiple women, right? So let's say a man is married. He shouldn't have no more women. So what happens when he wants something done and his wife refuses to do it? What should happen?
He go to bed, or he get somebody else to do it, get the kids to do it, whatever.
So according to what y'all saying, the man that's ahead over to everything, the man you supposed to be worshiping and desiring, and he rules over you. When he tells you to do something and you his only option to get it done, now you're saying he's supposed to go without. You think that's how God set things up?
You're supposed to let me get off my.
What are you? No. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I just
Um,
one thing
like
about me,
give
I
me an
explain my stuff
example.
very literally. Since
I
y'all don't,
heard what she said, but give an example. Like what? She wants the dish. He wants the dishes washed, and what? What are you saying?
we can roll with that. Yeah, I want the dishes washed. My wife
Mhm.
tired; she don't feel like doing them.
Mhm.
So what's supposed to happen then?
He do it. What you mean? If they're one, if she's tired, she's been working, she's been doing whatever, she's tired, then he can do it. They're one. I understand the problem.
It ain't no problem, except y'all mind fucked up.
How is that messed
All
up?
right, so
If
let me
they're
ask you this.
one,
Let me ask you this. Hold on,
if she's tired, he's supposed to step in.
Yep. So if your boss tell you to do something and you tired and you don't feel like doing it, you tell your boss, "No, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing it." what should your
Guess
boss
what? You should probably fire, but me and my boss aren't one.
huh?
Me and my boss are
We ain't
not
talking about you
one.
and your boss. We're talking hypothetically. You and your boss what?
Hypothetically,
Hold on, say that one more time. You and your boss what?
we're not one. We don't have a union. We're not married.
Oh, y'all one. Y'all work for one company.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
Jerome.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're not married. We're not married. Point
We
point
ain't talking
blank.
about a marriage. We talking about a form of a relationship.
That's
But
why
even
women
in
ain't
the
The
okay,
supposed
so
to work.
reason,
let's go on.
the
Let's go on to marriage
reason,
then. See,
That's
because the
exactly
point
why
I,
women
the
not
point I
supposed
was
to
trying
work.
to make when I said that is, God said the same God y'all was talking about earlier said that your desire should be for your husband, and he rules over you. So ruling over you mean you do
But
whatever the fuck he tell you to do. Ain't no how you feel and I'm tired and all that shit,
yeah, but
right?
he need 50-50, so he gonna send me off to my other boss.
I'm talking to the supposed to be Christian man. Please stay out of this. Maggie. So since your God told you as a Christian woman, your desire should be for your husband and he shall rule over you. There is no when he tell you to do something, right? According to your Bible. Hello.
rule over me.
That's what it say.
Misinterpretation.
Now, I don't give a fuck what. I'm glad God used that word. I don't care what language you look under and all that. Rule mean the same under every goddamn language you can think of.
No, it don't.
So
But it
go on change.
also
Go
says that
find a
it
different
says
meaning
that
for it.
Rule has a
Find a
different.
different meaning for it.
The English
Jerome,
interpret.
that's why I told you. That's why I told you to get a concordance, and you keep saying you don't need extra literature, but the original words that they use make a difference.
Who is
Amen.
They
they?
make a big
Who
difference.
is
You
they?
I
need a
said
concordance to see
Who is they?
the words that they used back then.
Nigga? I say who is they? You keep saying the word they. You're not explaining who they are.
Either the Hebrews or the
So
Greeks
you
or
don't even know what the hell you talking about. You
you
just
did
throwing
good
names
when you
out.
said
the Bible was
And
written
then
in
we are
Hebrew.
trying to have a
because
Christian
Greek is
conversation
The
with you.
Bible
when you
the
said
Bible was written in
Aramaic.
Greek and the Bible
Aramaic.
was written in Greek and Hebrew. Yeah.
Okay, well, all right,
Not
Maggie.
Greek, Aramaic. And
Maggie, since you've read the these other Bibles or whatever these things is
I
that
haven't read other Bibles, but I
hold on.
do own the
The
concordance.
things that you just named. What does it say rule over you mean in that?
I don't have my concordance, so I'm not sure.
You read it before. You should know because this is real very important to
But
y'all.
I can tell you
Mhm.
that one example that I noted was when it talked about them turn I think Jesus turned the water into wine.
No, no,
The
no,
word
no,
they
no.
used.
Hey,
Listen
hey,
to what
hey,
I'm
brother.
saying.
Why when we talking about one thing, you niggas go to something else? Answer the goddamn question.
Jerome,
Y'all always
would
trying to
you please
derail
listen?
somebody.
I
Answer
just
my
told
question.
you.
Because
I
every time
just
I try to make a
told
point,
you.
you niggas want to come with the extra shit. You ain't
I
told me
just
a
said,
goddamn
if
thing
you would
that
open
you
your
don't know.
ears and close your
Amen.
mouth, then maybe you would have heard me.
Right.
No, I
But
don't
we
want
not
to hear
doing
nothing
that.
extra
I
other than what I'm asking
said,
you.
I said,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Exactly.
But,
So why the fuck would you say
but
something different?
I gave an example. I was
I
trying
don't
to give
need
you an
no
example.
examples. I want you to tell me what we're talking about. I don't care about all that extra bullshit you
Like I
told
said,
me.
get you a concordance,
I don't
get
need
you
a
a
concordance. I got the Bible.
concordance. You ain't even read Revelations. I don't even know why I'm talking to you.
Hello.
What they
Come
got to
on,
do with
baby.
what that verse said? See,
Come
I
on.
see how I notice how convenient it is for y'all to not want to agree. That's what I meant when I said y'all women hate and disagree with what everything God say. Because everything that don't fall in good for
But,
y'all want to change it,
but
act
y'all
like
the
it
one.
means something else.
But y'all the ones that broke the covenant to you. God told you to do something. He didn't
What
tell
is
you
this
to do
sinner talking?
nothing.
Ma'am, I do not talk to unbelievers.
Because the sinner is the man.
I do not
The
talk to
one who
unbelievers.
sinned was Adam.
Listen, can't nobody come in my mama's house and tell me what the fuck my mama ruled.
Well, your mama's house is not on the internet called the Pastor and Sin.
So I don't want to talk to no non-believers about what the Bible talking about.
Nobody said I was a non-believer. Don't do
You
that.
are an unbeliever.
I'm saying that
You did say you was an unbeliever.
I'm saying that you are like most men, and you are further manipulating the words of the Bible to adjust to your liking, which means
Let me ask y'all something.
y'all the ones
Let me
that
ask y'all something. I'm gonna include the
y'all-
sinner in this too.
But how can you, Jerome? How do you skip over the fact that God told Adam to do something? He didn't tell Eve.
Sinner, why you keep saying that? What are you trying to get to on that point?
Who sinned? The sinner
They
is
both
Adam.
did. No, they both did.
No, the sinner is Adam. Adam could have asked.
So why
for
he punished
another
Eve
wife.
then?
That's why y'all mad that y'all can't have a bunch of them because you missed the mark when you had the chance.
Why he punished
I
Eve
need a few of
if
these
Eve didn't sin?
just in case one or two is defective. I need a few.
God said, I can't even trust him with one woman. I'll
Okay.
never be able to trust him with multiples.
Come
That's what he
on with
said?
it, Maggie.
Is that what God said? What was Adam's punishment?
You, somewhere down the line, he created a Jerome.
What was Adam's punishment, Maggie?
He said he would have to work by the sweat of his brow forever.
And what else?
They would have to be clothed. They couldn't walk around. No, they dressed themselves. What did he
Struggle.
say?
You got to struggle.
Yeah, he said that he would have to work by the sweat of his brow.
You basically gonna be struggling.
What that mean? That don't mean he gonna struggle.
That mean that everything was given to them in the garden. They didn't have to work for anything.
Exactly.
God
That's why
said,
he wants
"Oh, well,
to
you
be
can
talking
work for
shit.
anything."
Nothing she talking about.
You're struggling. Now you gotta struggle.
That is not
Because if
struggle.
if you got X, Y, and Z to do, you can only do X and half of Y because you didn't have to do none of that. But now you
anytime you take a smoke break.
Now you are limited to time and physical ability. You're struggling.
That's not a struggle.
Before y'all disobeyed God, y'all didn't have to cut no wood. You didn't have to go chasing down no animals. You didn't have to do none of that stuff.
Thank you.
After you disobeyed God, you've been struggling ever since. You've been struggling to survive, and you've been struggling to try to rein your woman back in because she don't have to respect you because now she looking at you like, hey, bro, why you didn't just ignore what I was talking about and do what you were supposed to do? And that would have saved us all. And if that meant God gonna replace me, I would have been replaced because the covenant was on you.
Is the Christian woman still? Hey, I thought you was done. God damn it.
Can I play my video?
Maggie, are you still here or did you hang up? I wouldn't blame you if you hung up.
I'm at work too, so I'm having to mute and stuff too. But yeah, I'm here.
Do you agree with this sinner? Is that what happened? Did Eve sin?
Not so much.
Maggie, you ain't no Christian.
Yeah.
We through talking.
No, because because we asked you this question earlier, and you said that it wasn't a sin. It wasn't a sin.
What?
Didn't you say that? Didn't you say it wasn't a sin?
What was?
We had this conversation way earlier.
What wasn't a sin?
I do think you said something about Adam didn't sin. Something.
Yeah, he said that.
You a goddamn.
You said that.
No.
Oh, we'll go back and watch it.
Okay.
See, this is what happened when y'all do all this extra talking and can't stick with one subject because y'all be trying to, deflect so a nigga can't catch your ass up in something.
No, you don't want to accept it. Choose a sit down.
Maggie, what was Adam's punishment?
Oh, the door's open. Come on.
If I have to tell you one more time,
You ain't finished. You think that was it?
I
Why
can't
you worry
remember. I
about
know he had to work by the
Revelation? You can't
sweater.
even read the first goddamn 3
He
chapters.
had,
First verse, Bible. I mean,
I did
book.
read it. I did
So you
read
should
it.
know at least.
I know he had to work by the sweat of his brow. Why am I seeing something with the
What is wrong with y'all brain? Y'all just can't stick with one
Okay,
thing. Y'all
get started off. I could probably finish it.
goodness.
But I do remember. I do remember the part about him having to work. I do remember that for sure.
Yeah, and he'll die too. He's gonna die.
Oh yeah,
The way he came up through the dirt, he gonna go back in the dirt and die.
yeah, yeah. He was wrong.
That's another one.
Okay.
What was that Eve's
hmm
punishment?
She's gonna have painful childbirth.
I'm listening.
Her childbirth is gonna be painful. Did it say something about
Fantasies.
I only got 1%. Him ruling over her or something like that. I
Yep,
don't know.
and yep.
Why do you remember that? You don't remember that? Why is that? This is what I'll be trying to figure out with y'all niggas. Y'all kill me with this shit. So the having a painful childbirth. Why was that literal? And why does that mean the same thing in English? But the husband ruling over the wife don't mean the same thing in English. Why the languages change? Why the shit change?
Because rule means
Ma'am, I am trying to talk to this woman that still has a chance to make it happen. Please leave us alone.
Hmm? You want to carry it?
I'm gonna need you to.
Okay.
Okay, can I play my video?
Please play the video because Maggie ain't gonna answer that.
Cause gee whiz, y'all, it's funny.
I told you I'm at work and I leave in
I heard you.
30 minutes.
Hey, you trying to give people carrots.
Ah, I hate that. Was it playing, y'all?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Probably left it up there too long.
I hate when they do that because when it goes switch over to another one, it jump off the damn thing. I hate that.
A man and you were just here, you would have been eaten by a lion, a tiger, and bear. And guess what? If the lions and tigers and bears didn't get you, you wouldn't have the ability to gather enough calories for you to last. Because a woman can't manipulate the world how a man can. So let me explain to you how a world would operate with only women and only men. When men get together, we know, oh, he's stronger here, he has this skill here, he got this. Let the best person work this skill, and that creates a hierarchy from top down. When a woman get together, what you think about, you're all emotional. So you're tiptoeing all the time, and you're looking at the sensitivity levels in this woman and that woman because you know that you are sensitive. So what you do is you start looking at everything in an egalitarian sense to equalize everything. You get two, you get two, you get two, you get two. The men don't operate like that. Did you do enough to get two? If you ain't do enough, you're not getting to. You get zero. Put in that work and then you get that. This is why on the survival series, men, they was cleaning water fast, building fires fast, because they created that hierarchy. They put the best person in position first. The women, they was trying to do everything equal and by committee, so they couldn't create any order and any structure. The world wouldn't be safer without men. Nature killed more people than any wars and anything you can never imagine. And men, we built infrastructure to protect the woman from nature.
So in the beginning, she said, I didn't let it go back. I should have let it keep playing. In the beginning, she said the world basically came into chaos because of men.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because the man, and this is, I'm relating this to our conversation, because Adam is the one that sinned. It
That's
wasn't
what she
Eve.
said, or that's what you saying?
No, that's what she said. You want me to replay it in the beginning?
Yeah, play that part.
It's on the effects.
Oh shit. Ooh, I hate this thing when they do it like that. Oh, I wish it would just stay on one thing. And then this how we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this like this. And it still didn't go to where I wanted it to go. This shit sucks. I hate this shit. They need a better system for this. All right. Share first and now press button. Shit.
Statistically, violence, men.
That isn't true. Let's get to the root cause of things. Manipulation happens when you focus on the effects and you don't go to the cause. So the root of it is that without a man and you were just here, you would have been eaten by a lion, a tiger, and bear. And guess what? If the lions and tigers and bears didn't get you, you wouldn't have the ability to gather enough calories for you to last. Because a woman can't manipulate the world how a man can. So let me explain to you how a world would operate with only women and only men. When men get together, we know, oh, he's stronger here, he has this skill here, he got this. Let the best person work this skill, and that creates a hierarchy from top down. When a woman get together, what you think about, you're all emotional. So you're tiptoeing all the time, and you're looking at the sensitivity levels in this woman and that woman because you know that you are sensitive. So what you do is you start looking at everything in an egalitarian sense to equalize everything. You get two, you get two, you get two, you get two. The men don't operate like that. Did you do enough to get two? If you ain't do enough, you're not getting to. You get zero. Put in that work and then you get that. This is why on the survival series, men, they was cleaning water fast, building fires fast, because they created that hierarchy. They put the best person in position first. The women, they was trying to do everything equal and by committee, so they couldn't create any order and any structure. The world wouldn't be safer without men. Nature killed more people than any wars and anything you could never imagine. And men, we built infrastructure to protect the woman from nature.
Is only dangerous because of men, which is true. Statistically, violence, men.
But that isn't true. Let's get to the root cause of things.
So did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
Violence and all that other drama was created by men. Why? Because Adam is the man, the first one to sin. He's the leader.
I ain't hear her say that. That's the part I'm trying.
That's why it went the way
it went. She said that, or that's you saying that?
That's what she just said. You didn't hear what she said?
No. She ain't say nothing about Adam.
I said something about Adam. I'm saying
that's what I'm saying. So,
what did you hear? What she said?
Yeah.
What did she say? What does that mean to you?
No, she basically saying the violence that's out in the world is because of men. Men are the ones being the violent ones out here. Now I don't know where you get this Adam sinning part from.
Of who was the sinner?
No, it is. She ain't talking about sin. She's talking about violence. She's not talking about sin.
Well, where did all of those things come from? The knowledge of good and evil, right? How do we get the knowledge of good and evil?
That ain't got nothing to do with violence.
Everything. Once we learned the knowledge of good and evil, has to do with everything.
And it just, you keep thinking Adam was the only one that sinned.
The man created the violence. The man created all the problems.
You keep thinking Adam was the only one that sinned. No, Eve sinned too. When nobody's supposed to eat from the tree. He gave Adam the direction because Adam was head over her. He don't have to see if something's going on for my house, don't nobody have to come to me and my wife. All they got to do is tell me. I'll let my wife know. So it's still, the rules are still for both of us. So if we both don't do it, we both still have sinned.
But the rule was given to you.
It don't matter. No, the rule was given for all. It was given to me, but it was given for all.
No. If you're
see, that's where you're wrong. That's the point I'm trying to get.
Why did you guys become followers if y'all the leaders? Because if she did it first, why did you follow her if you're the leader?
I ain't follow Adam did.
Here we go. What a difference without a distinction? Why is it that the everything is put on Eve when it is Adam
Everything they put on Eve.
is
You
the
trying to put
leader
everything on
who
Adam.
turned into a follower, which is
Nobody has ever said everything is put on Eve. You the one trying to say everything is only on Adam.
For 3 years.
Say what?
For 3 years, you've been making it everything the woman fault. You right now still trying to say that because
I ain't
Eve,
never said it was Eve's fault.
She did
while
all
we in the
this.
scene.
Yeah, she got a follow-up punishment, but her punishment was directly related to if she got a man. If she don't got no man, she ain't got to worry about, or she gonna have menses. But if she don't have no babies, she ain't got to worry about no painful childbirth. If
She's
she ain't got
gonna
no
have babies because God gonna make her have that.
if she don't got no man, she don't got to be ruled over. So her punishment technically don't have to exist if we don't mess with y'all.
If you don't have a man, you being punished.
Y'all's punishment is written in stone because you fell from grace.
All right, let me explain something. This kind of like what Cooley was just saying. See, y'all are so messed up in the head because of how men have made the world so easy for y'all that y'all can't even grasp how life really was or really is. So, first of all, a woman didn't get around with no man. There's no such thing. Like he's just saying. First of all, you couldn't even feed yourself. How the hell are you gonna feed yourself? Where you getting the food from? And if you're a woman without a man and you got some food, I can just take it.
You're making my point.
Huh?
You're making my point.
How am I making your point?
Why did the man follow the woman?
How the fuck what I just said made that point? Let me finish. First of all, what I'm making is
the same way
you keep saying if she don't have a man, hold on. If she don't have a man, then she ain't being punished. Point I'm making to you is all women are going to have some sort of man. So you're still going to be punished, first of all. See, what your thought is how fucked up the world is today. Now y'all don't have a man. But actually, you niggas still do have men.
No, I didn't say nothing about we don't have a man. I begged to
question. No. What I'm saying is you said if she don't have a man, then she won't be
begged to question whether a woman's punishment is anything beyond having a period. Because if she doesn't have a man, she's not under a male dominion. If ain't no man taking care of her,
that's the point I'm trying to make to you.
Go somewhere and get herself killed trying to survive on her own, right? So, boom.
That's the point I'm making to you. There is no woman without some man. That's the point I'm making to you. There is no woman without some man. But your brain won't let you grasp that because you're used to how the world is now. No, you couldn't grasp it because you wouldn't have said it. If you grasp it, you wouldn't say what you said because you're thinking of today's time.
I would say it because I'm saying that if the woman doesn't need a man and she can't survive on her own, then she doesn't need to live. And there's no punishment other than death, which, according to y'all, just gotta sorry God, and she just gonna go to heaven.
Who said? Whoa! Who said that?
It's the man.
Listen, we threw
it's the man that look. This is just how I'm seeing some things like when you guys try to make it seem like, oh, is this, that, and the other when it comes to women? Well, how about is this, that, and the other when it comes to men? What is it about you guys that can survive without women? You can't because you can't reproduce yourself. But other than that,
has nothing to do with
your existence is sin because everything that God put up on you is now a labor and a chore and a struggle. And if you don't do it,
it's a struggle to you. It's not a struggle.
If you don't protect the women, there won't be any children. So therefore, the onus lands in the man's lap.
Let me know when you're done.
I'm just saying, if you have to beg to question, and think of it in a different perspective as to just laying it down black and white and just saying, oh, Eve bit the apple and screwed up everything. No, Eve was secondary, according to the Bible, secondary to Adam. The covenant and the law was laid down to Adam before Eve even existed. So, in order for life to continue, the man is the one who got the punishment because he is carrying the entire burden. If you don't protect the women, you ain't gonna have no kids. You will cease to exist. There is no, I will build amongst you nations and all of this old wonderful stuff. And if you can't understand where I'm coming from, then you're really not listening, because I'm not trying to be like, oh, pointing fingers. I'm trying to say how it is really more literal than figurative when it comes down to why sin lays at the feet of Adam and not at the feet of Eve, because Eve cannot be without Adam. Adam cannot multiply without Eve if he don't do X, Y, and Z. He has to do everything. Otherwise, there is no existence for us as people. Now, Maggie, does that make any sense? Or am I really that far off the mark?
Maggie done killed herself. I don't blame you, Maggie. I damn near died. God damn.
Nah, I'm here. I was in the kitchen. I'm getting ready to go.
Damn, I
But
was
yeah,
like,
it makes sense.
you said it makes sense. Oh shit.
Yeah.
We worse off than what I thought.
It makes
Well, I'm glad you understood and it makes sense to you. I'm agree with y'all too. And I don't even know what the fuck you said. I agree. We done with that?
Basically, the crux of what she said
Oh,
was
say what she said. Basically,
it's
shit.
your fault. It's the man's fault.
Oh, is that what this conversation is about?
We're just trying to get to the truth of what the problem is.
And the problem is you men.
I agree. Y'all done with that? I do agree.
So, okay, so how about this right here? So let's do the 50-50 conversation and listen to what this guy has to say. I wanted to go to the Anthony Edwards situation, but I haven't found a thing, or at least a picture. We'll probably just put up a picture because we know what the hell going on with that. But let's get to this because I got somebody I was trying to get them in, and I know they at work.
If you understood that if both of y'all working in the household, if one person is stacking while the other person paying bills, that gives you the opportunity to sit down with one another and say, hey, we done saved this amount of money over 6 months, over a year. She got an extra 20, 30, 40,000 around, and you sitting around talking about 50-50, all because in the back of your head 9 times out of 10 you already thinking this ain't gonna work, so ain't no sense in me spending a whole bunch of my money and making a commitment to that level when we should be going half and half because you don't think it's gonna work. I need you to get this through your head. 50-50, homie. Why would you do that when you can have one person stacking up a whole bunch of bread that'll put both of y'all in a situation where you don't have to have a 9 to 5? You can start a business together. You talking about some 50-50? Let one person stack the bread, homie. Go check out Traps on Tubi.
I can't go back to jail. So. You muted, Shannon. You muted.
No, I didn't know if you guys could hear that thing still kept continuously.
Yeah, we heard.
Oh, I have no control over this shit. and that's my fault. I'm not controlling it well. So in the 50-50 conversation, he's saying that why do men? What my thing? Okay, because I want to read the comments. Me and Lonnie kind of went back and forth on it. Why are men so pessimistic? Why, like, about taking care of their woman? Why is it that they don't have any faith and any concept of what it means to be the provider, but also let her stack her bread in the relationship in order, because just say like something like you meet a man, or we meet each other. You taking care of yourself, I'm taking care of myself. You're the man, you're the provider. I move in with you. You had already been providing everything. I'm still making and have the money that I have. Why make me spend it on some 50-50 shit instead of letting me save it? Listen, hear me out. Because y'all be fucking with the
Okay,
wrong
listen to this crazy shit. Go ahead, though.
Y'all be fucking with the wrong women though. For real, y'all don't bet them. Because why not let her stack her bread, and then you guys always have a nest egg to do different things with, whether it be travel, invest, start a business, or anything. Why make her spend her money when her money can be the savings that you need to elevate? Because you already paying for everything. How much is a woman really costing you if you're talking about just living
Where
together?
was you living when when he met you?
I don't know. As long as he don't got no kids and I don't got nothing, he could be in a 1-bedroom apartment.
No. I said, where were you living?
Have my own apartment or own house, whatever. I'm self-sufficient. I'm taking care of me.
Okay. All right. So let's
And you're
reverse
taking care of you, right?
it. Okay. So let's reverse it then. Why don't he move in with you and you keep paying all your bills and stuff and he save all his money?
Well, you didn't ever answer my question. I would have liked for you to answer my
You
question.
finna answer it yourself.
Because I can answer your question.
Go ahead. This is going to be my answer. Go ahead.
Number one, most men who are about that life don't move in with women because they don't
we ain't talking about them. We ain't talking about them.
any control and leadership is something she's already established on her own. She can always say, get out, blah, 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 blah. So the playing field is not even in an equal standpoint for you guys to even begin anything.
Well, he can do the same at his house.
But he is the leader. She chooses to follow.
No. What does that mean? All right. Well, this is how it
Because
goes.
the woman not supposed to be the leader. If you're not supposed to move in with me and I tell you what to do, I'm supposed to move in with you.
Just because I move in with you, don't listen. Just because I move in with you, you still don't tell me what to do. That don't change my role as a man. You still ain't running shit just because it's your house.
Well,
it's our house once I move in.
In the grand scheme of things and how most people operate.
Well, we talking about how things supposed to operate. You asked me the question.
Operate. Moving in with the woman doesn't generally
either
work.
Because men ain't being men.
Because she can have, but because you move in with her and her name on the lease and yours is not.
Man, that don't mean
so you're leading in theory until she pulls the trigger and say you got to get out, or she can evict you because it's her place. But it starts off. What I'm saying is that it starts. You can do it, but it starts the relationship off on the wrong balance.
Well, if that's unbalanced, then her moving in his place is unbalanced.
Man, go ahead.
I said, if that's unbalanced, then her moving in his place is unbalanced. But to answer your question,
not necessarily, because she's supposed to come in and follow up under his authority.
Well, up under his authority, this is what should happen. She working, he gets all of her checks, and he put it in the savings. She don't get to keep the money and call it a savings. She gives him the money, and he save it. Since he's running, he's the head, and he's paying all the bills.
Okay. I don't see a problem with that. As long as he ain't abusing that authority and taking them and he just take all the money and go fuck it off. It's not. I don't see a problem with that at all.
Well, there you go. That answered your question.
I don't see a problem with that at all. But I do see a problem with a woman moving in. I mean, a man moving in with a woman, letting her start off still in her comfort zone of authority. She is going to be more. It's going to be harder for her to relinquish that when she's had it all that time.
But she never had authority.
Or she's had authority over her own place because it was her own place before you.
That doesn't make sense though. You have to have authority over somebody though. She ain't got no authority over nobody.
Are we talking about what makes sense or what actually happens? We know
what makes sense.
What actually happens is the woman maintains or tries to 9 times out of 10 maintain her authority. If it was her situation and you moved into her situation, because now she has the authority to remove you.
So she thinks.
So a lot of men say it's happening to them.
That's because
you move in with a woman and you can be good all up until she get mad, and the first thing she gonna say is get out.
Man, listen, she can say that if you let her move in your house and do the same exact shit she can do over there. I don't give a fuck who name on the lease. She can call the police, say, hey, he's being violent. I need him out of here. I want a protective order. This nigga got to get out of his own goddamn house and go find him somewhere else to stay until they go to court. Same shit either way. He can do the same thing either way. So it don't matter who move in or who. The whole point of it is how the man has to be. If he weak and let her run shit or let her do what she want to do because he's in her house or his house or whoever house they in, then that's how things gonna go. If he got some balls and run things like he's supposed to, then he ain't got to worry about all that problem. Mike said, "Get a bed."
He said, "You can't move in and get it."
I think we've lived for the last 40, 50 years, we lived in the world to where the men have gotten so weak that the women are so out of control. Even like you were just saying, you think, and women thinking they got authority, and it ain't even nobody there to have authority over. They think they running shit because they got their own place. It's like, you the only nigga there. What you running?
Well, this is my point. My point is that's what I'm saying as far as not that I don't even know how I want to stop that part. What I'm trying to say is that if you clean the slate for a woman, which means you bring her to you instead of you going to her, it should be. Now, if it happens and it don't or whatever, I know we living in this world now where women just come over and even will take over your shit, and she the woman and she's supposed to be following you. But in a normal sense of things, when you're talking about a real equitable relationship, the woman has to clean her slate to move in with the man more than the man has to clean his slate to move in with her. Everything is already established for her. You move in and you are dancing around her establishment, which means it's out of order. So we're talking about maybe if we just want to call it a mind fuck, a weird way to mind fuck a situation into the proper order, it may be like that. But as a woman, 9 times out of 10, I would say and believe that if a man says, we're going to be together, but you're coming to where I have established dominion and rules, and this is how I like it here. If you want to come here, these are the rules, instead of vice versa, him moving in with her and falling up under her rules. She's the one who needs to clean the slate, not the man. And figuratively, in a way of speaking, I think that by her moving in with you, she has to clean her slate or else she can't come. And he can be like, next, well, you don't want to follow my rules, you don't want to be up under my authority, then go ahead and keep on staying in your place and then get you the next nigga that want to move in and be up under your authority. It's just a way that I feel like we supposed to express the proper order of things when we moving forward and when we want to follow God and how you say the man is the leader or the rule over. How do you come and rule over? I mean, you can say I moved into her house and I ain't paid a goddamn dime and woo woo woo. In today's society, the minute you don't do something a woman like or adhere to her, she's gonna put you out. And the law is on her side. However, if a man brings a woman in and the authority is on him and she can't carry that kind of weight, he will never hear get the fuck out. No, you get the fuck out. You don't like it here? Go ahead and leave because this was already right here, but it's the proper order of authority.
I think we've this goes back to what I used to always say. I think we look for godly results, but using worldly uh uh we're doing it the worldly way, but want godly results, basically. Because first of all, if she moving in, she should be a wife. And if you're a
Exactly.
wife, then y'all should be one, and it shouldn't be no 50-50. Everything should go in the pot. And one of the main reasons why relationships don't work nowadays is because that reason exactly. We do everything so goddamn backwards, but then want to make things work when God has already put things in the order it's supposed to be for it to work. And we want to try to go all the way around that and then expect to get those same results. And so until we start doing things the way God would have us to do things, most things ain't gonna work. And even the things that look like they working still ain't working.
So can
Somebody's
I
in
ask
their
you this
stuff
question?
run. Huh?
Can I ask you this question then?
Yeah.
How do you propose that we get on that accord if we aren't trying to start with a proper balance where it's the authority is in the man's favor?
Well, God said one simple thing to where it's that's why I be trying to tell folks. That's why I don't worry about nothing. I don't be tripping off nothing. All people complain about Trump and everything going on in the world. And God gave a simple order for everything to turn out all right. He said, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, and seek my face, I will heal their land. So he basically saying, if God's people would do what they supposed to do and quit acting like the world and doing all the worldly shit and sinning just like the people of the world, then everything will be right with the world. But the problem is God's people want to do the same shit as the world. We want to try to use the world's way of doing things, but we want godly results. And that's where we're at now. That's why the world's so fucked up, because so many of God's people are doing so much of the world. Hell, you can't tell a Christian now from a person that ain't a Christian.
Well, I think
And so things will always be messed up as long as we keep going down this path, because that's the only way it can be. God ain't gonna bless chaos.
well, we see that, but he can bless by individual, right? Or
What you mean?
sets. Well, a lot of people get married because they say marriage is blessed and ordained by God. And they feel like if they try to do it God's way, their blessings will flow more abundantly. However, what I'm trying to understand is how do we keep marriages if we are going to play the game where I don't believe in the rule where it's like abuse, but authority. I like the word authority, where the man has the favorable authority. And if we don't start like that, so what would you propose that? Because I just don't believe in this day and age when you're talking about worldly this and worldly that. What did you say? How you say it? Um, uh, Godly results with worldly solutions.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get to a point where we put it in proper order to where we're having godly solutions that match
Hold on, say that again.
our expectations? It's your slogan, godly worldly rules, godly results. So how do we get to a point where we do godly rules and godly results? You see what I'm
Hold
saying? If you're gonna say this is what I'm saying when I'm talking about the moving in situation, how do you put it in a godly way if the man comes in following the woman?
hold on. And you
Oh,
say, how can we do what? You say,
how
how
do
can we put things in a godly way of what?
how do we get godly order, so godly solutions with godly expectations? However you say your thing, without it being worldly solutions for godly expectations.
You said how?
How? If we don't put things in proper order, that was my whole reason for bringing up the moving in. We'll be
We ain't gonna. That's exactly how it is. You gotta get things in proper order, according to the way God said things. See, like I was trying to tell y'all earlier, on a serious note, men have fell into the trap of letting women tell them how things are supposed to be. And so now we live in a world of basically things being ran by the woman, although the men are running things. Like most of the laws now are woman favored. Women have came up with these things. They name, the feminism and all that bullshit. But you can even just tell by the laws. It's like it's not even nothing manly about some of the laws. Only a woman or a mama would be okay with her son want to chop his penis off and be a girl. That's not even in a man to be okay with that.
I can agree with that. I can
But
agree
there's
with that.
plenty of men okay with it now because they'd allowed that woman to tell them, well, that's your son. You supposed to love him no matter what he do. He can't help being like that. All that dumb shit.
Okay, well, I got a question for you because I kind of teeter on the fence with it because I don't think the percentages of gay men are coming out of two-parent households. I think I'm not saying that there aren't some, like Magic Johnson is an example to use a celebrity, but I want to say that as a majority, the gay children are coming out of female dominated households. There's
Mm-hmm.
no man. There's no man present at all.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah, and that's true.
So I don't know if I want to just say I don't want to put that like in such a closed a box where it's that equal because this is just my opinion. I don't think it's that equal. I think most of the acceptance for homosexuality in children or underage adults or underage people, they might not be children anymore, but adolescents, teenagers, blah blah blah, young adults. I see it come more because there is no balance. So if the boys are being fostered everything feminine, it's just kind of a weird ass way where they just pick up femininity. Because all they see is how mom handles her situation. So I'm a girl. I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm definitely gonna try the crying method. I'm just going straight emotional when I'm trying to get a result because that's what women do. Like, wait, you hurt my feelings, type shit. Instead of how men operate, where it's more like, hey, suck that shit up, and this how this started. This how this got like this. How do you fix it? Think about how you fix it, not crying over how it happened, which makes you overindulge in emotional behavior, which can go from crying all the way to going to shoot somebody. All of those are emotional responses to conflict resolution, which I think has a lot to do. Feminists desire this world. It makes them feel in control. I believe that, Derek. But I don't understand. Like I say, I am not perfect, and I am definitely not exactly what I would say. I'm gonna be running around talking about I'm the perfect woman. Like I ain't never made no mistakes or shit like that. Or sometimes kind of be like, ooh, you that bad, you tripping. But I do believe that let me finish my statement. Because I believe in the male female dynamic. In this world that we're living in right now, just like on that previous video we were speaking on, women are all about how we can make everything equal. Everything equal. I can do it, you can do it, I can do it better type shit. And I just don't agree with that. And at the end of the day, why is it that women want to have that much control? Why do women? Because I'm feminine. I'm rough around the edges because I'm being a tomboy in my life. But at the end of the day, I'm really feminine. I don't want to do the things and take on the burden that men carry. Why would I want to do that? Why do women want to do that? It don't make sense to me. Because I don't want to control everything because if you're controlling everything, all the responsibility and the heavy and the problems and the solutions that you got to come up with all fall on your shoulders. Why would you want that? Instead of having some man that don't have no problem beating his chest saying, I got it, baby. Why not? Rest in your femininity. Why? I don't know. Why do women want them problems? I don't know. Because I don't want them problems.
Because they the devil.
You're stupid.
I'm telling y'all, women listen, y'all, I think y'all the devil for real. Y'all are so much like the devil. Y'all even talk like the devil. That's what I was trying to tell Maggie earlier. There's a passage in the Bible where when Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, the devil approached him in the mountains and tried to persuade him because Jesus was fasting. So the devil tried to persuade him into eating because he was hungry. Mm-hmm. And so the devil told him, turn this rock into bread. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you the world, basically. And so Jesus, like, basically, the world ain't yours. The world's my Father. Tempt not my God and all that stuff.
Right.
But then the devil said, and this is where I relate this to how women are. And women do the exact same thing. When a woman wants to try to persuade a man to doing something, they try to attack his manhood. So women would say stuff like, well, if you're a real man, you do this, or man wouldn't do this. And that's exactly what the devil did. The devil actually told Jesus, well, if you say you the son of God, if you are who you say you are, then you'll do this then. You jump off this mountain and the angels will catch you. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly how y'all women do. Just like the devil tried to insult him and try to act like he ain't who he say he is. That's what y'all do when y'all trying to persuade a man to do something. Y'all try to attack this manhood. Well, if you's a real man, you do this, or if you's a man, you do, all these type of things. That's why I say y'all so much just like the devil. Y'all even do and say some of the same shit he do. Y'all possessed.
So would you call that shaming?
No, the world these niggas nowadays would call it shaming. I call it manipulation.
And control, or
It,
manipulation
they ain't got no
order,
control.
manipulation in order to seek
In order to
control,
get not control, in
or
order to get what you
leverage.
want, get the results you want.
Okay,
That's normally what we manipulate people for, to get the results we want.
well then let's go ahead now. We can make the transition. How do you think this happens where a woman can purposely have sex with a man to get pregnant, and then the man says, hey, yeah, we both fucked up, whatever, we was tripping, but I got X amount of dollars for you to just go ahead and abort the baby. And then the woman aborts the baby. The woman doesn't abort the baby, keeps the money, and then turns around and sues for child support once the child is delivered. Because in this situation, there's a caption that they wrote on this. In this situation, they say, this is what it reads. It says, women preach, my body, my choice. But when a man chooses to opt out, suddenly it's a problem. Anthony Edwards' situation is a perfect example of the double standard. She finessed him for 100K to get the abortion, but didn't get the abortion and kept the money. She then ran to a state and a court in a state where she could secure a bigger bag. But knowing all of this, women are mad he's not emotionally or financially tied to her for life if he can just pay the child support up at one time. Is that fair, or are you calling bullshit? Because women want full control over whether a child is born, but gets upset when a man decides he doesn't want to be a part of the situation. So if she has the option, why don't men have the option?
I'll tell you why. Because weak men listen to women and made that law.
Which law? What law are you speaking of?
That allows her to do this. That allows a woman to be able to abort a child, but not the man to be able to have a word in aborting the child.
Okay. Still, I'm trying to understand how, if men are the majority of men in power, how did women slide that by y'all to where they can do this?
Listen, let me give you a story. Do you know who Samson is?
And Delilah?
No, not Samson. What's my guy's name? Is it Samson? The big dude that in the Bible that supposedly had the power in his hair.
Oh, was that Samson in his hair? Okay. I know what you're talking about. So go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's him. So I'm finna show y'all how weak men are for women and how stupid decisions they make. So in this story, he liked this woman. I think she was a prostitute, man, so bad. So I'm gonna just put it in today's terms. He met this heifer on OnlyFans. He thinks she was hot. So he been wanting her, and he finally got her. But his enemies knew that he liked her. His ops. So his ops say, hey, we're gonna pay you to set this fool up. Let us know where he get his strength at so we can take it away from him and we can beat him because there's nobody whooping. Now you gotta remember it's before all the guns and all that stuff. So you had to actually whoop a person or kill him by knives or whatever, swords or whatever. So anyway, she agrees to it. So she goes and be with him for the night. She's messing with him, has sex with him, whatever. And so she asked him, where do you get your strength from? What could make you lose your strength? So he had a little sense. He felt like it was kind of, so he lied to her. So let's just say he lied and said, well, if I clip my toenails, then I'll lose all my strength. So he goes to sleep. He wakes up, his toenails is clipped. It ain't nobody but him and her there. His toenails is clipped. She tell the men, all right, he said his toenails is what it is. So I clipped his toenails. So he should be weak. Y'all should be able to get him. So he went out. Sure enough, his ops came, tried to kill him. They couldn't do it. He ended up killing them. Mm-hmm. So he goes back. He sleeps with her again. She said, I thought you said your toenails is what made you weak. Now, that's letting you know the heifer set you up already, right? Mm-hmm. She actually goes and say, if you love me, you'll tell me what it is. So he lies to her again, tells her some other bull jive. Mm-hmm. Like, let me think of something stupid. Anyway, he tells her another lie. Mm-hmm. Whatever that lie was, they goes to sleep again after she put it on him. He wakes up. Whatever he told her made him weak. She did that to him in the middle of the night. Okay. And so he goes out. She tells the people, hey, I did it. He said, this is it. So they try to kill him again. He still got all his strength, so he ends up killing them again. He comes back to the same woman. I think this is when she said, use the, if you love me, you tell me what really it is. Mm-hmm. So this fool finally tells her, well, the strength is in my hair. If you cut my hair off, then I'll surely lose all my strength. Mm-hmm. So this time, this is where they break fun of the Bible. Say she gave him some head.
I'm thinking the same.
The Bible says something about he put his head in her lap, or she put his head in his lap, or something like that. So, you know, people
I know the story. Yeah.
Kind of made fun of it, like she gave him some head or whatever,
right?
And knocked him out. Whatever she did to him that time, it knocked him out. He went to sleep in a deep sleep. He went to sleep so tough,
comatose. Right?
Yeah, she put his nigga in a coma. She put him in a coma so tough. She didn't just clip his hair, she cut this nigga hair. This nigga had long dreads.
Right.
He slept through the whole thing. He woke up with a Michael Jordan bald head. Mm-hmm. Didn't wake up during the cut. He woke up the next day and noticed his hair was cut.
Right.
And sure enough, they went on and they killed him, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But the point I'm making is that shows you how weak a man is for women. You got a woman trying to get you killed.
Right. She tried it already.
And you still sleep with her and still do the same thing, try to get you killed multiple times. And then you finally tells her the truth. All because she used a guilt trip on you, talking about if you really loved her, you would tell her the truth. Mm-hmm. Knowing she's trying to kill you. Mm-hmm. So that just it's kind of like, that's why I be trying to tell y'all about how weak men are to women. It's like there's no explanation for it. We just made that way. Listen, if I would die for you, you got niggas out here die for any woman. Like if I'm outside beating a woman, you got so many men that'll stop me and try to do something to me. If a woman out there beating on me, they ain't gonna even stop her from doing it. They damn sure ain't gonna jump on her.
Right.
So it's like that's why I was trying to tell you earlier. It has nothing to do with the coochie, because these niggas ain't even trying to mess with these women and they'll die for them, trying to save a woman.
Well, I think men, or the ones that were raised in a certain traditional standard, are groomed to protect women, girls.
It's natural.
It's because we are programmed to believe that we are the most vulnerable, which we are. But we've already gone over that point. So in this weakness that we're talking about that y'all have for women that get y'all caught up in situations like Anthony Edwards, has he cracked the code on child support, or is it foolish to think that he can just pay that money and walk away from it for 18 years and never have to have any type of obligation to that kid?
Well, it depends on what he had her sign. Depending on what the contract. He ain't just pay it up. They had an agreement and they went to court and they signed something. So I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it was smart on his end to get it all over. It's no different than paying off a car or a house. I mean, you just paying it off. I wouldn't say he cracked the code or did anything smart or dumb. Actually, I just think he just got it on out the way, so he ain't got to worry about it and don't want to have any contact with the broad since he knows she did him wrong. Kind of like the nigga I was just talking about in the Bible. If you know a woman doing you wrong, you should never want to have contact with her. And that's basically what he did. He basically like, yeah, I'm gonna pay this off. Here, hold. You thought you did something? Here go a little million. That's why he really did it. I think he did it just to show her, bitch, this ain't nothing but a little $1 million here. Matter of fact, here, you think that little $5,000 a month was gonna do something here? Take this $1 million and now you paid off, bitch. I don't want to see you ever again. I think he did it like that just to throw it in her face, like you thought you was doing something, but that little funky ass $5,000 a month wasn't doing nothing to me. I think that's what he did it.
He paid her to get out of his face. Does that make him a deadbeat though when it comes to the child?
No, it don't make him dead because he ain't never want the child. He paid for the abortion, remember?
Well, if he didn't want the child though, why did he have sex unprotected? Like,
was he
if
stupid?
He gonna do that, why didn't he say in the beginning, hey, if you get pregnant, here's an NDA, and if you get pregnant, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. I am not coming in to father any more children, or at least be an active father to a child.
It's a 22-year-old dummy. He's stupid.
Is he dumb, or is he saving himself from a headache that men who don't got that kind of money just run off? I know men who
you said why didn't he wear a
condom? Just hustle because they don't want to put no money on the books because they don't want to be held accountable for child support, and they're not going to be in the kid's life.
No, so I'm saying he's dumb because you said why didn't he just wear a condom if he didn't want a kid?
Oh yeah. But okay, so even in the event, okay, you have the kid. Does this absolve him from being a deadbeat if he just pays all the money up front and doesn't have to deal with the woman or the child?
Yeah, I don't think he is dead because he, like I said, he didn't want the child in the beginning. He tried to kill it. So, I mean,
so why is there the double standard that there's no fault for her, and it's still all the fault for him, even though he's saying, because this actually correlates to the Dr. Umar situation with his daughter or daughters. And a lot of people were calling him a deadbeat as well and all of these things. But if you're going into a situation, like, why is it that so much defense is coming to this girl? It's not even and from what I've read, there's not even very much defense for the baby. Everybody is talking about, it's his fault. He shouldn't have. Even though it looks like to me from outside looking in, a clear case of manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Where you would say that somehow, some way you would look to be like, damn, penalize her. Or take the kid altogether. Because if she needs, just think about what you're saying. If she needs $1 million to raise her kid, that means she can't raise her kid, right?
But she didn't need $1 million. No, she's only gonna get $5,000 a month.
Well, then why give her even $5,000? Just $5,000 what you need to raise a kid?
Well, see, the system's not set up based upon, you don't get child support based upon how much you need to support the kid. That's what's wrong with the system itself. it ain't based upon how much a kid needs. It's based upon just how much the parent makes. It don't matter if they needed $20. If you making $1 million, then they gonna hit you for 200,000 something dollars. So it don't matter what the kid needs. That ain't how they got it, figured out to where you're gonna get. That's why if I got a child and he just the same situation as him, if we got a child in the same city, matter of fact, we can have a child by the same broad. If I'm only making 40,000 a year and you making 4 million, your child support higher than mine, which it should just be the same. Now in the state of Texas, there's a cap. So if he was in Texas, it don't matter how much he's making, she can only get a certain amount. And I think it's only like 2,000 or something. So that's the differences in the court system. It's like it's set up to be unfair to the men, first of all. So that's why so many people is blaming him and not blaming her. She did her part. She was trying to find a sucker. She found her one. So I don't even blame her.
Okay.
She did exactly what she was trying to do.
Right.
And he knows this. Like you say, she already got a baby by a rapper and did him the same way. So he deserved everything he done got. He lucky they only charged him $5,000.
And she stopped. Do you think it's cool for her? Because I'm not even going to say that. I'm gonna play what she responded to the women who clapped back at her.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
And
I agree with that on her too. I agree with what she said.
let's play it. Let's play it. I'm sorry, y'all.
With my situation, when you had a baby for your weed man, or you had a baby for that dude that robbing everybody, or you had a baby for the booster, or you had a baby for the dude that you have to run down for $250. I like to take the time out to extend grace to any woman that has recently given birth.
Got too many things going on up in here.
Was that the whole thing?
No. There's a lot going on in the house. I think my fire is trying. I got it too, Casey.
Run down for $250. I like to take the time out to extend grace to any woman that has recently given birth.
I don't know why it's timing out. It is timing out on me. I don't know why it's doing that. It's playing everything else but
an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you have children with to the men that I have children with. And I said, you were digging for poverty when you picked him to be your baby daddy, weren't you? You kept that baby for an extra income tax credit, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for a couple extra $100 in food stamps, didn't you? Or you kept that baby for an extra Section 8 voucher. What if I came to y'all's pages, right? And I compared the men that you...
It's not playing right, but I think I got the point. I think you got what she's saying. So, my question is, why do any women think all of this having babies without love in a relationship however much money you can get, the more money is a flex. Because she went on to say a whole bunch of shit. She was like, "Oh, I see y'all in your car commenting with your cloth seats, basically saying you broke because you can't got to get a car with leather in it. I mean, but a kid and a Hyundai come with leather these days. I don't know what that means, but what happened to the values and the love for men and children in today's society where women are literally putting their bodies on the line to have babies by men that they don't know and vice versa? Men having babies by women they don't know. Like, what is it in our society right now that they are trying to make reckless as fuck look like the new Huxtables or the Cosbys, Rick Cosbys?
Well, you got to think about it now. These are the same women that are getting BBLs. So that right there lets you know that we living in a time where this generation just all messed up. But the Bible speaks of it. Like I said earlier, this is a time where right will be seen as wrong and wrong will be seen as right. So everything pretty much that should be, they trying to delete that and make that wrong.
So what happened to us? Because I want to talk about black people. We know why the others do it, because in a more broader spectrum, others have more financial stability. Why are black women caught up in this goofiness when the average black man only make $35,000 to $50,000? Like, it's unrealistic. Like how she's making it seem like, oh, it's a flex that I trapped this nigga. Well, I ain't gonna say trap because he was a willing participant.
She trapped him though.
But she trapped him in. What she did was backstab him and betray him. She betrayed an agreement. It's called a breach of contract, whether it was written down or verbal. If he gave her $100,000 to get the abortion,
Abortion don't even cost that much. Damn.
that means he was empathetic enough to say, I know it only costs a couple bucks, if that, because if she got good medical insurance, abortion is not nothing. It's free. The way they done lined it up. If you're in a state where it's legal, your insurance can cover it and you don't pay nothing, right? So, excuse me. Basically, he compensated her for all of it, for your time, for your effort. Even though we know I don't believe in abortion, even though there was a time that I have been, because like I said, I can admit that I got poor guidance from some, not all women. It's the good ones that kept a nigga grounded. But there was always this pull, but it wasn't as strong as it is now for control as a woman over every goddamn thing. To where you there's no accountability and you're seeking out things. Basically, you willing to prostitute your whole body and your life and a child just to keep up with the Jones as a single fucking woman. When did that become a fucking flex?
It's all about the money now. As long as you can get the bag, as they call it, then you flexing.
Because I don't see that shit as a flex. I see it as I see it from the baby's perspective. And of all the drama that they talking about and all the commentary that came along with this situation, you rarely see people mention anything about what this baby's life is going to be. Money can't protect your feelings. So, and in your most vulnerable state, which is as a child, You can be drugged up and down from kindergarten all the way to high school, all behind your mama and this group kid. And the mothers don't see that. Because I don't expect the men to see it that much. Because y'all not nurturing and all of that shit. But what happened to the nurturing nature of women to where a child meant more than that, meant more than a check? Like, because you really gotta, your body gotta adjust and your life has to adjust. Money can't mask that. What's the deal with that shit? And why do men think that if you can just pay all the fucking child support at one time, shit, I can just walk away from this goddamn baby and I don't never have to. If I got the money, I can just go make babies all over the goddamn country or the world, as long as I can issue out an 18-month check. I mean, an 18-year check.
You know what? I don't think he, because I think they say he got 3 other kids.
Yeah,
So
but
I don't think he feels that way about kids per se. I think he felt that way about her because of the betrayal of her not going to get that abortion. So I think he's like, it's I don't want nothing to do with you or this baby now. You can't be trusted. And I think one of the only positive thing I see about him paying it all the way up is she can't come back because when they get a raise, like he gonna eventually sign a contract for about 400,000, 300 some thousand at least.
million.
Then she can go and say, hey, I need this raised. You know what I mean? So I think that's a plus in him paying it all the way off and having her sign for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, but yeah, I think that's and you know what? He's only 22. Somebody may talk to him and maybe later on down the line, he might try to be in the child's life. You know what I mean? I think he did that out of anger and not being able to trust her. But I'm sure if he get around his other kids and be around them enough, he'll think about that other child that he got because it ain't no denying you do have it. So I think he'll change his mind later on down the line.
Does changing his mind mean another check?
No,
she
can't get no more money.
Is he absolved?
Yeah, she can't get no more money. Whatever she signed basically says she can't get no more money.
Mm-hmm.
He might even sign I think he could have signed his rights away and wouldn't have had to pay for nothing. Tell you the truth.
As we end this, do you think this would be the best thing though? Sign your rights away.
I think the best thing would have been instead of paying, because what he paid like at 1.8 million. Yeah. See, he could have used that 0.8 and gave that somebody to get rid of her. That's what I did. Why pay $1 million? I'm dead serious. Man, this nigga would kill her for 5,000. Get out of here.
Shut up.
That would have made more sense to me. And the other thing I said was I would have just fought for joint custody. Now you ain't got to pay for nothing. You know what I mean? There's several different things he could have done. But I think he deserved what he got because he was stupid for having a baby with her anyway, knowing what type of broad she was. Yeah,
but what did he get? He didn't. What is he really suffering?
$1 million.
That's
okay. How much money? Yeah,
that's
$10. Still a lot of money just to give somebody you don't even like. I can see if you like them. Just think all the family members that come to you with all these different ideas and want you to invest in them, and you got to turn them down because you don't want to be wasting money and all this. Yeah, you could have used that $1 million to waste on family.
You can spend 1.08% of it and bought some condoms.
You could have just
so are we opening the gateway to now it being okay to just make babies if you can just pay the mother to financially take care of them, but you don't have to be in their life? And this is what I'm saying. Are we losing our grasp on humanity? Or have we already lost it?
Listen, It's probably 4 out of 10 women probably got BBLs now, so we've been lost that. Even if it's 2 out of 10 women, you got people walking around. You can't catch a woman with all natural anything nowadays. Oh, I forgot to send you the link, Ebony. What's going on? Oh, I forgot to send her the link. She wanted to join us. But yeah, I mean, we live in a world now where everything is off. You got women with BBLs. Hell, you got men getting BBL.
We're not going to discuss mental health right now.
Did you see Vivica's BBL? She
no,
nasty.
I wasn't checking for it. Like I told you on the last show, I think it was.
Her said it's old news. She must know Vivica.
I'm over all of it because it's reached a level of ridiculousness that I'm trying to figure out how do we recover. Because like, okay, for us, let's keep it in context. For older folks, we ain't having no babies. I don't give a fuck how much sex we have. However, we are the parents and the grandparents of the next generations, 2 generations that's coming up behind us. What would it look like to try to change this shit back? Other than, I know you're gonna say turn to God, but how do we get folks to turn back to God? How do we get back to a godly solution to get a godly result?
People just gotta. It's just a decision you have to make.
But as far as it being a common thing or inherent, like, do we need to shut off the internet? Like, do we need to just completely destroy social media? Because how are we so? Because
you got to talk about something that's actually can happen. That ain't gonna happen. It's too much money being made.
So what do you think actually can happen? Because
that's the only thing.
It's not permeating through any other culture the way it's permeating through ours, and we already are a small demographic in relation to the entirety. Let's just say in the United States,
it ain't gonna change. The people turn back to God, it ain't gonna change.
We got the church.
No other solutions.
And
it's gonna get worse
for a collection offering.
Oh, that's what we didn't talk about. We're gonna talk about that next time.
Okay.
Marvin Sapp thing.
Mm-hmm. That nigga, he did that. So, just the premise on that, he said that was an old video and he did it for something else. I beg to question: is there any appropriate time to do it? Period. I know that a lot of times I've been to some churches, more often than I can not remember. When they do offering, they do close the doors.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's several different times they close the doors, even when it's not offering. Like when there's prayer going on, they'll close the door. Mm-hmm. There's several different times. That ain't why he said close the doors, though. That nigga trying to use that as an excuse. That nigga was like, hey, close the door. Hey, nigga, close the door. He was, don't let them out till they get a 20. Now, the crazy part, that's what I was thinking, too. He wasn't even asking for much. He only asked for $20 a person. So it's like, that ain't even enough to say close the door.
If you already took collection, pastor's love offering, and tithe.
Well, it was a convention. It wasn't even like a Sunday service. So it wasn't, they ain't do all that on that situation. They weren't at church. It was like a convention type thing.
Okay, well, cool. That's fine. What about when he turned his ass around and he told the guys behind him that it's cost to be up there with him?
But you know what? See, that's an old Baptist thing. Because that's how our preachers used to do. I mean, they ain't say it like he did, but they were like, we asking everybody to give $10. And then we asking all the deacons, y'all give 20. And all the pastors and preachers, y'all give 100.
Right.
Y'all driving Cadillacs, and they make a little joke about it, or whatever the case. But when they doing that, that is how they used to do it back in the days. So I didn't find too much wrong with what he did. I thought it was funny that he did it the way he did it. But I can see how people that don't go to church or people that's looking for a reason not to go to church would have a problem with it. Because it's like, but I mean, that don't matter either. Nigga, even if he did do it, y'all niggas y'all will pay $300 to go see New Edition. So I don't want to hear that dumb shit. I don't see, that's my thing. When it comes to the church can't ask for nothing. But y'all can get money for every goddamn thing else. But the place where supposedly is helping save your salvation, they can't have none of your money.
Right.
And like I said, it was only $20. Like he said, you're gonna go out here and eat that as soon as you leave.
Last 20. Y'all be counting people's.
But that's the thing. That's the thing with most of them. It's like you asking for the 20, but if you can't give it, then like a nigga saying, "Nah, nigga, give your last 20." I don't want to hear that.
But that's what made it weird when he said the way he said it. Because, like I said, I've seen it in regular churches where when it's time to do collection, they close the doors for whatever reason. Maybe protection. Make sure like somebody could run up in here and rob the church. I mean, they really could. So, but when you're talking about in relation to it being close the doors as if you're holding motherfuckers hostage until they come up with $20. I mean, he went so far as to be like electronic forms of payment. You got to it made it seem like he didn't care nothing about what nobody was talking about. You can't come to this service for free, which is like trying to charge somebody admission to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So when he,
I thought it was funny. I think he overdid it the way he did it. What he should have just did was say, "Hey, we asking everybody to give $20. We're trying to raise 40,000, whatever. It's 2,000 people in here, online and in the place. So if everybody just gave $20, that'll cover it. We ain't gonna keep, because that's what a lot of them do. They'll say something like that. They'll be like, we ain't gonna keep asking. We're gonna ask this one time. If God put it on your heart to give it, give it. And if he didn't, then don't you do what you can do." That's the way he should have did it. And that's what a lot of them do nowadays. But that nigga went all the way with it. So I thought it was funny though.
It was funny.
Even if you meant it.
What was funny was how his face was looking.
You know what? I ain't even seen it yet.
Close the doors.
I just heard it.
Close the doors. Close the door. Like you should have.
Hey,
like that.
You know what? I didn't even know it happened. And I seen a clip of this one comedian dude reenacting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody started talking about it after that. So I clicked on it to watch it, but I didn't watch it. I was just listening to it. Mm-hmm. But according to what the comedian dude did, he did exactly what old boy did, Marvin Sapp did. But it was funny when he did it. But like I said, I ain't even watched it yet. I clicked on it to watch it and just listen to it.
But you don't watch so much TV. You don't never watch nothing.
Yeah, we had pastors arguing. We had some preachers used to do that. Yeah, we used to have service all the time, just like you were saying that. Now we did used to have like 3 different times to pass the trail around, and then they still ask for more or whatever the case, depending on who that preacher was. My pastor never did that for some reason, but we would have pastors at our church that would come over and do it.
I know, we know, and I'm just like, because when I question tithing and things like that, it's not that I don't believe in tithing. It's that I question, or I don't like. I ain't even gonna question it. I don't like when there's no reciprocal action for the congregation or anyone in the congregation in need. You know what I'm saying? To where it seems like it's collecting money to gatekeep it, and then it leaves open to interpretation or to the imagination that the preacher is just intaking for his personal gain, which that image is what is impeding a lot of Black folks from getting back into the church. Like, if you can make the church look corrupt, and I'm just talking about our people, where do Black people turn
But
if
that's
they feel like their only avenue to try to get close to God is the church, and the church is corrupt?
But see, that's people's interpretation. See, the problem is what people need to do is go and volunteer for the church and go behind the scenes and go do some work for the church. Hang out with the secretary with the church. Hang out with the people that run the church, and you'll see all the different things. Churches do a lot of stuff that they don't just put out there for everybody, the world to see. And it's like, say you come around and you need $1,800 to pay your rent. Well, you one person. Church got 400, 700 members. Who's to say the other 699 didn't come the previous 300 days of this year asking for 2,000 here? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we only think of ourselves when we need something. We don't know what the hell the church then did prior to us needing something from them. So maybe they don't have it in the budget for that for us this time. You know what I mean? And that ain't what the tithes is for anyway. The tithes ain't for you to get something back from it. You already got back that's what the tithes is. If you only paying attention to what you claiming God blessed you to have, then you already got the 90. So the 10% ain't for the church to give you something back. It ain't no savings.
In these day and times, a lot of people need 100% of their money.
Listen, God don't make you give it. Matter of fact, he tell you, if you ain't giving it willfully, nigga, keep it. That's what the Bible say. And I think it say nigga, keep it.
If it don't,
it definitely mean it.
Nigga, keep your money.
Yeah, the Bible tell you that if you're not giving in the love and willingness, then God don't want it. He don't want you to give it because you're not gonna get blessed for it anyway. So if you think you need it and you can't afford to give it, then don't give it. Just give it when you think you can.
I realize is the more you give, the more you get. Some kind of way, giving away money gets you more money. I don't know what that's about, how, why. But if you, like you said, like a cheerful giver, an unselfish giver, and this is not even just speaking in church for tithing, just in walks of life, people that I know who give out a lot of money generally get a lot of money. For what, like they get weird luck. Like they be the ones hit the lottery and stuff like that, even when they wouldn't even try to play. You know what I'm saying?
Especially though, listen, I've been paying tithes since I was like 11, 12 years old. And I don't pay as much as I used to now. And this is as broke as I've been in my entire life since I stopped paying my tithes off.
Right. I believe that.
I've always had a lot of money.
I've seen that.
And I've always paid my tithes off. I pay tithes off of everything. Any little change, because I be just thinking 10% ain't nothing, man. If somebody came up to me and I had $100 and they say, hey, man, can I get $10? I would give it to them. So why wouldn't I just give it to the church?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we can end on that right there, because why don't we value? I think that coveting money and finding reasons not to give is like worshiping a false idol. And that's why the returns don't come. Because if you are holding it when it could be working, like it could be just like you invest in the stock market. Instead of holding it in your pocket, holding it in the stock market of love spirituality of God and Christ, then you are investing in yourself and others, and your return will come tenfold, from what I understand.
But
But
then another thing,
when people don't see it,
and on that is one of the biggest problems with tithing and stuff. People look for it back in money. Just think about this. What company you know you can get them 10% and they're gonna give you 100% of it? Ain't nothing you can invest in. You pay $10 and they're gonna give you 100 back.
Right.
But when people do it to the church, that's what they expect. But I gotta go walk this dog.
Yeah, my eyes is burning. I'm sorry, y'all, and I ain't all cute like I should be. I lost one of my besties. I only got one friend left. I only got one female friend left.
Hey, girl.
Hey, baby. What up?
Getting the night. Look at her. She on camera. This fool going to jail, y'all. Look at her.
She looking like Miss Shirley.
Hey,
Why you cute as Miss Shirley though? With that, go. When that's your fan.
Y'all see why I beat women? Look at her.
Let me lose my blitz game.
Oh shit!
What you get?
But you really do look cute like Miss Shirley. I'm like, look at Miss Shirley.
You know who Miss Shirley is, man?
I don't know, but she's cute.
So. Talking about that little girl that's doing that little boots on the ground thing.
Oh, okay.
She ain't cute as her. Thing. She got your cheeks.
Oh, the cheeks.
Yes, you know.
The cheeks won't let me grow up.
You cheeks, you know.
Hey,
embrace it. Hold on to it.
I think y'all got each other's number.
Shut up. Anyway, my eyes is burning. Hey, rest in peace, Ella Reese. This show and the next
show is dedicated to Ella Reese.
To Ella Reese Thompson Till. My nigga, I love you, and my eyes are burning. And you got me in Texas, and I've been here a week, and I don't even think I'm leaving for a long time. Anyway, love y'all. See y'all in a couple days.